I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Sarah, if you would do the roll call.
Councilman O'Flaherty.
Present.
Councilman Castillo.
Here.
Councilman Bazia.
Here.
Councilman Hoppenstedt.
Here.
And Supervisor Lucio.
Present. Thank you very much, Sarah. Before we start, just bear with me. Before we start, I'd be remiss if I didn't make notice to something. I was sent several different text messages and emails over the last 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. And they were referring to signs that are up with obnoxious numbers, different clips from Facebook pages, local Facebook pages. I guess if you want to solve the world's crisis, you turn to Facebook because they seem to think they know it all. But that being said, very dissatisfied. To the few people that did come into the office and ask questions about how the process of the budget works, I thank you very much. I gratefully appreciate the opportunity to speak to you folks and hope it was a better understanding. What we had is we had every department head submit a tentative budget. It does not mean that that's the final budget. It gives us the opportunity to go just much like we are tonight with each department head and try to see what the necessities are and the absolute things we have to have. I will tell you this, I do not wish to hack the heck out of every single aspect of a budget, but there is a lot of different parts, moving parts that we can look at and make honest adjustments with. That being said, I'm very appreciative to the board, my secretary, the bookkeeper, and everybody else who's been involved in this budget process. It's not a simple thing, it's not a home run by any means, but it takes money to run the town. And for people just to haphazardly go and make statements, take pictures, make posters, whatever, and put the fear in everybody, uncalled for. I will offer, for the first 5 people that comes to me that do that, I will offer to get them a Pinocchio tattoo and pay it. So that being said, thank you very much for that, and I apologize for that.
Can I also say something,
To
Supervisor?
you guys, yes.
On behalf of myself and the chief, we had a conversation. We would like to thank Paula and Tiffany. I know there's been a lot of work, especially this year, on this budget. I know numerous phone calls I've had with Tiffany. It's been very helpful to get some of these numbers where we're trying to get them to. And Paula has worked diligently to really knock this down to an exact numbers for this board to understand and see as per contract. So I want to say thank you on behalf of myself and the chief for that. So again, Tiffany and Paul, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. So at this time, what I would like to do is I would like to open up the budget process for the police. This will be under Police Code 3120, and it's the .1 under Personnel.
I'll second it.
So we have a motion on the floor to open up the meeting tonight for the police, and it is code 3120 with a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So carried. So the first thing we have here is under patrol. Under the patrol, we have proposed, we don't have any history onto this other than the stuff that we can go back and look on the computer, but we have the proposed salary or rate is $31.65. The budget for 2025 was $316,160. Year-to-date expenditure is $238,649.33. The proposed budget for 2026, the request is for $395,000. Keeping in mind, 2025 was $316,160. And we are at $238,649.33. Councilman Fazio, any comments, questions, concerns?
I was just wondering, looking at the numbers, if my math is right, that went up $78,000 and change, correct?
2 reasons for that, yep.
Okay.
You-
2 reasons are?
Okay, well, one reason being that there is no A-line coverage, which we, per contract, have an A-line.
An A-line, if I remember correctly, is actually from
It's
12
2 nights-
to.
it's two- Right. It's
Right.
2 nights a week, Friday night, officers are putting in for, we're not showing it on the schedule as of yet, but they are submitting for it. We have numerous officers that can do those hours now, so they're reading the contract, they're coming to myself and the chief and saying, we want this, we wanna start working these hours, they're in the contract. With that being said, it's in the we at least gonna ask for it in the budget. With that, so that being said, you're looking at 2 officers on Friday night, 2 officers on Saturday night. That is 16 hours times 2, which is 32 hours. And again, as we all know on this board, we went to this last year, we can't give you an exact hourly rate.
Okay.
Which Tiffany diligently figured out a different way to try to do that. If each officer worked their full 10 or 1,040 hours, that total would have came to 384, 332. There was one officer missing off of that number. So you gotta add that officer and his pay rate, it's another $30,940, which actually brings that to $415,272.
Who's missing?
Officer Berrien is missing from the list.
So, understood. During,
Yeah.
during the negotiations with the contract, we did visit that, and the request was there, and there is a portion of the contract that specifies that shift being covered. It also specifies at best. In other words, if we have the manpower to do it, if there's a need to do it, then we would do it. And I think I discussed with you, Chief, that I would never handcuff you and micromanage your department. But I think it was also felt that A-line was not going to be every weekend. That wasn't going to be an ongoing thing. That A-line actually was very much needed when we had the activity in the town. We had bars, we had activity, we had people that were actually on the roads that were late. Not that they don't now, and not that we don't have people that are going through the town. But the reality of the whole thing is I don't know that we necessarily have a need for every one of those nights to be covered on the weekend.
Well, the calls for service, I want you to bring that up.
Alright. So far, year to date, this is to the end of September. Last year, we had just over 2,000 calls for service at this time of the year. By December 30th, 2025, we already have 6,920 calls for service. We have tripled our calls of service.
Understood. You have it broke down by shift, and you have it broke down by
I broke
criteria?
down by calls, how many, yes, I got it all broke down by call, what type of calls they were. I got it broke down by per month, how many calls per month we're handling.
So those are the
And that's
normal,
excluding the A-line, because we didn't put any.
that's what I was just gonna
No,
ask.
no,
What
there was,
was
no,
it?
this, we haven't run an A-line, again, which, we spoke about this, we haven't run an A-line, but the officers, the PBA is requesting it to be in next year's budget, cause they wanna work the A-line. Whether us, due diligence as management, if the request is in the contract, all we can do is ask for it.
I totally understand what you're saying, but I also look at it that they're requesting to work the A-line, but is the need there for the A-line? And obviously, it's in the contract, so there is a need for that A-line. But to what extent and how we man that, the budget is the budget, and the numbers are off the hook, so to speak.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you, with the patrol under the .1s, we looked at it, and the number that we came up with was 350.
So the town hall modification was $395 according to my
Yeah.
notes.
We looked at those numbers, but we don't stop looking at them. We
Oh,
continue.
okay.
We
This is the
continue.
last I seen
Yeah,
it, Supervisor.
we
That's the
continue
last
to
How
look
did
at
one I
that
it.
change then?
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of changes into it,
Right.
because at this
Right.
point, it's a tentative budget, and
Exactly.
we're working it through.
So, like I said, then let's go,
Chief,
I'm sorry, go
One
ahead.
question here. So new, who's new? New is not here yet? Or
No,
is
that's
it
an
coming up
officer
with-
that'll begin coming on.
Okay, gotcha. So we may be able to back that up. Cause new's not here yet.
So that would go back to the original 395,000, that's what you were
That
doing.
might be a mistake.
384, right.
There is a mistake on that.
384 to 350.
Well, I'm just saying, if you back, I'm not talking about any bottom line number, I'm just saying new shouldn't even be accounted for at all. Because new's not here yet.
Not here, right. But he will, the next year is gonna be, and better answer still gonna be there.
But in all due respect, does that account for every other person staying or going as well? So I'm just trying to.
Well, I believe the chief is looking to put 4 on next year. We're down 4 officers.
What is the turnover though? See what I mean though?
They
That's what
don't,
I'm
right.
trying
I understand. Problem with that is,
Navigate. I'm
they're
trying
all
to navigate.
part-time.
That turnover is not consistent. I mean, some guys apply and they get denied, they don't go anywhere. But right now, we are looking at 4 people in the academy.
So
So
we really have to distill, yeah, we have to go ahead.
we have to have that conversation. With the staff that we have right now, we keep hiring and we keep on finishing up the academy for these guys, and naturally they're going on to other departments. So we have basically become a training department that hasn't been subsidized by anybody other than the taxpayers in Plattekill, and we greatly appreciate that we get good people, but that good people don't stay. So our investment isn't getting the return.
The retired guys are
So,
staying.
well, and the retired guys are staying, but in looking at this budget collectively, we also felt that in order for somebody to come on, somebody's gotta go. So there has to be a number that we have, like how many officers do we have right now that are
Collectively,
working?
what do we have, 18? That's still,
12 officers, you have, and that's 12 officers, but then you have 3 officers that are in the school, which I don't do the road. And then you have,
In the school
the 3
meeting, they're in the
sergeants.
one or
SROs.
second
The
phase?
SROs, no,
Oh,
SROs.
the SROs, okay.
Product, which is a contractual.
Yeah.
If you back out new, you're down to 355, you said 350.
350.
You know, you can come
How are we down to 355?
at 384 if you back out, I rounded up to 30 and came down.
Did you include Berrien in there?
He's forgotten.
He's $30,940.
At 1,040 hours.
Okay, no, I did not put Barry in there.
and Supervisor, just going back to the training, I believe strongly, the training is preventing lawsuits. Because if they're not properly trained, and, you know, DCJS audits us all the time. The first thing they wanna check is our training records.
But when you're talking about training, you're talking about the second phase of the academy, when we get them and we have the FTO with them?
No, we're talking about when the academy gives them what they need to graduate.
Yeah,
Once we get them, I mean, they're sent to certain schools to make them better officers. They're
understood.
dealing with the public, you know, we're getting a lot of positive feedback from the community on our guys doing, whether they're doing premise checks, whether they're doing jobs professionally. You know, I don't know that was the case in the past, but we're moving in a great direction.
I agree.
We've made great strides, but the training is so important.
That's another line, yeah.
You know, even the red dot training that we went through, the FBI's done studies on it, they're saying that's the best thing that we could do. Instead of spraying and praying, now we have, you know, if, God forbid, an OIS, officer involved shooting, that they'll be more accurate, which is gonna also, again, save the town money.
Understood, understood.
So just one
go
other
ahead.
quick question. The math we did on this to get to this 384, this is full workload, correct?
Right.
Okay.
1040.
Okay. So that's like full everything being.
So when that first line, you're saying 384, but I have written down here 395. Where's the?
Well, that,
So-
That's what they started
That was-
with.
that was with-
395.
okay.
That's what they're proposing.
So, yes,
Yeah.
all right. So what's your desire on that line?
I don't know what the desire necessarily is per se, but I think we're high. That's what I think.
What number? Do you think 350 is an unrealistic number? I mean, obviously, we hear on this
Let's
side.
just hold on a sec. Give me, let me come
When
back.
we talked in negotiations with the union, and we talked to you guys, said it would be like a as-needed whatever on the A line, because we don't need it all the time. Sometimes it's when kids are graduating, Halloween, and all this other stuff. So, I think it's just, to me, it's high. I know we want it, but it's always been on the discretion of the town board and the chief. Am I right on that or not?
So, sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead. Finish your thought.
You wanna interrupt me again?
No,
All right.
again, that
Now,
was the first time.
I know, I'm just telling you. All right, so I'm not saying that we're against it, because we talked about it in negotiations. But we have to trim the fat, because it's in the contract, but both town board, the supervisor and the chief have to have the communications. I think we need it then, they need to hear, because the town can't afford all this stuff. And raising it that amount is,
So
It's a
let me just say where a lot of the numbers come from. So when I'm looking back at that personnel line, and I'm taking a snapshot for the past couple of years. So 2021, from 2020 to 2021, the point one, was changed by 24,598. In 21 to 22, there was an $11,838 increase. Not as much, but we were also in COVID. We were not pulling the vehicles over, we weren't doing, So in 2022 to 2023, things started changing, we started coming out of COVID, people started feeling the need to get out, spend more time, and quite honestly, a lot more things were going on. That increase from 22 to 23 was $48,571.43. That's a hefty increase. From 23, where things would stable off, kind of hit their peak and their niche or what have you. You look at 23 to 24, there was only a $13,020.15 increase. But then you look at 24 to 25, you look at $154,392.04 increase. That's a lot of money. That's a huge, huge, huge jump. And I understand and appreciate what you guys are doing. And hands down, I think we are in the best position we have ever been with our police department. I think we're doing very, very well. And again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. We have become the envy of a lot of the departments through Ulster County, if not New York State and Orange County and Dutchess County. And we do get a lot of folks that are requesting to come here. But the unfortunate thing is we're a part-time department. And when the young guys come here, they're not going to feed their families here. They're not going to pay the mortgage, they're not going to pay the rent. And quite honestly, our pool of candidates has gotten smaller locally and gotten larger externally. So, we've had in the past, we've had some very, very good police officers. One that came from over by Callicoon, and she was fantastic, and she ended up leaving. When she first came here, I was a little apprehensive because of the trip and driving an hour and a half in the bad weather, possibly 3 hours. I figured, what kind of position or candidate employee is this going to be? But I really feel bad that we lost her. She was great.
It was good.
We had
Great job where she's at now, we're very happy.
Yeah, we had that conversation about her, we were a little reluctant, but she was always on time and,
And the same thing, we have other candidates, we have Officer Tarantino, and I don't even hesitate to say his name, another good officer, and he's over in Liberty.
We got several of them that went to the town of Poughkeepsie, and they're all loving the job over there.
Yep. So I do understand it, but when it comes down to it, it's dollars and cents, and
So let's come
we
to a
have
happy
to,
medium.
we have to be able to afford
Exactly.
to pay the bills.
the only thing I wanna just say again is, we went from 2,000 calls, we're probably gonna reach 8,000 this year.
Understood?
So, I'm just saying that,
We're getting more bang for our buck.
I mean,
Well, there's a lot more things that are going on.
I'm just saying, he's doing a
started
great
programs,
job.
we started programs that weren't in the past and were very successful. Between Paula and the girls in town hall, everybody's getting along and they're communicating, which is very important in this job, communication.
100%.
But my thing is this contract with the A-line, guys are gonna put in for it. So, we've gotta come up with.
Well, I understand they're
An
gonna put in
answer.
for it, but if there's a need for it, then I say, by all means, yes.
But I don't see that in the contract where it said that there's a need.
No, I think it says in the contract, I can't remember the exact verbiage, but
to our-
the deputy chief knows that word for word.
Yeah, I have it right here.
It
in
says
front of
on
me.
there, it's
Best
almost,
interest.
it's best
Best-
interest.
Best interest is what the contract says. In the town's best interest.
And if we can, if we can get somebody and we can afford that.
Well, that's what you're here for, we're here to negotiate, correct? What was, O'Flaherty,
I had
sir?
a thought, but since say we're down at the 350 mark, right, with your initial proposal?
Yeah.
And this is at full workload, and the discrepancy is over 30. And let's just say the last 30 in terms of dollars is not at full workload, let's say it's at half, let's say it's at 15, that would get you to 365, and we move on.
And if the need comes about, just as the board will be aware that the A line does kick back in and we run short in that line, we're all aware of that.
Is that fair?
Yeah, and I would tell you this, in leaving here, I would say, don't go staff that just to justify a need.
No, no,
If you
no,
have to staff it,
no,
and
no,
it's
that's,
justified,
that would be the
that's another-
PDA and the chiefs, and when me and the chief
Yeah.
are in the office, that would be a decision that me and the chief would have to get together. If there's a need for it at the time, and if we have the manpower to staff that. Oh, and that's what the contract says.
We've
So
got
it may not go full bore, but if there's no money there to run it at all, we're gonna be back at the town board with a grievance, which then we got the lawyers involved, and we don't need that.
Understood.
Let's settle it now and give us
Understood.
something towards this.
All right, 365?
And the other thing, Supervisor, is they've been
One second.
told that the B
Part-time.
and the C line have to be filled before this A line goes into effect.
It says working no less than 2 officers during the tours of duty set forth above.
Right.
Yep.
That's A, B, and C.
Okay, so we're good at 365.
That's what they're giving us.
Okay, under the sergeants, 3. And proposed hours is 1040, average is 3667. The 2025 budget was $71,026. Year-to-date, $60,301.47. The request is for $180,500. And we relooked at that one also and came up with 118.
So the sergeant line should have been $106,026. There was 2 sergeants capped at 35,000, and then the admin sergeant added to that.
So total number was what?
106,26.
So that is not correct then for the, under the sergeants.
Yes.
106.26.
Yes.
106,026.
Instead of the
Does that include the
one,
waiver?
we adjusted to 118,
Right.
we're saying
Yes.
it's down to
Well,
106.
well, because of the waiver.
Yep,
Question.
yes.
Oh,
Two
right,
sergeants.
caps, yes, gotcha.
We supposed to all agree on this or not?
So right now, there's no
That's just
sergeant
fix that
cap.
one.
So
But we-
before we go any further, hold
I
on.
think it's 350. I don't think
You're saying the old budget's 106, not the new one? Right,
Yes.
Right, correct.
No longer want
25,
to
the
take us.
25 budget.
yeah.
Okay, so let me just back this out. So for, under the patrol line, we settled on 365, 4 of us did, one question mark. I do not agree.
I do not agree. I think it should be 350.
Okay, so, anybody wanna make a motion on that 365 or the 350?
I'll make a motion,
Go ahead, Joe.
Or,
I'll
wait,
make a
wait
motion
a
for
minute,
the
oh, before we,
365.
but before we do
Discuss
that,
why,
before we do that and we make a motion, I think what we should do is just collectively have a vote. Unless you want a motion, you tell
Have a
me,
vote.
but just have a
You talk
vote,
about a
because we do
straw vote?
have 4 that are thinking one way, 1 that's thinking another, and I don't wanna lock into
Right.
until we do this. So duly noted. So let me go back here for the patrol. So we have four councilmen that are in favor, 1 that is not. Or the councilmen and 4 that are in favor, 1 that is not.
Right.
So let's do it as a motion then. Go ahead. Joe, you were starting a motion?
I make a motion that we adjust it to $365,000 for the patrol line.
Okay, so there's a motion on the floor for $365,000 for the patrol line. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a second for $365,000. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
1.
Okay, so we'll do it that way. All right, now, onto the sergeant's line, we came up with $106,026.
That was for the 2025 budget, not the 26 budget that we're working on.
Okay, so what is the desire of the board? I have down here 118,000. If that is lower than
What did they
that,
put in?
you tell
No,
me.
you
Paula?
put it for
Originally put
100.
in for
180,500.
106.26, you said, right?
10, the 25 budget should have been $106,026. 2
So-
sergeants were capped at 35,000,
Right,
and
you're
then the
looking at
admin
26,
sergeant
not
added to that.
25. This is what she's
Okay,
talking
so
about.
you
add these
have
two.
down here, the discrepancy or the whatever error is 7126, correct?
Right,
That's not accurate.
yeah, you gotta take the 7126 and move that to the 106.
Okay, 106,026. Okay, so that being said, now we are looking across the line, and that is primarily because of the waivers, the 211 waivers.
No sergeant right now in the department is bound by the 35,000 state retirement cap.
Is that an annual 211 waiver, or is that 2 years?
They were just
Re-up
applied
for
for
the
it.
next one, but they haven't been accepted yet, correct?
Correct.
Right.
And that's only for two, that's for two sergeants.
Well, the one sergeant.
Right, the one still
sergeant's not
working,
retired,
yes.
So
He's
it doesn't
excluded.
matter. He's excluded.
Okay, so, that total on the 2025, with two having that 211 waiver, was $106,026, correct?
Correct.
Paula?
Yes.
Okay, so now the increase is to 180,000.
No.
That was wrong too.
That's wrong.
That's wrong, okay, so tell me what that's supposed to be.
We originally asked for 120 and we knocked it down to 118.5.
Okay, so I had down here 118, so that's only $500 off.
That works for me.
So I'm good with the 118.5.
118.5 or hold on. I'm in favor of saving $500.
So you like 118?
Yes, sir.
I'll listen to a motion.
I'll make a motion to finalize the sergeant line to 118,000 of proposed budget. Is that what the motion is?
Mhm.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, so, take that at 118. Next is detectives. We have down two. We've been working without two. We've been working with one, and I'd like to stay with one. And that's entirely up to you guys, a conversation.
Well, the caseload, right now Detective Wolper is, bottom line right now, we don't have anybody qualified for that position. However, we are getting new people in. We have new veteran officers that are applying that will be capable of doing that position. You know, Detective Wolper is doing backgrounds, he's doing criminal investigations, he's doing crime scenes, photography. So I don't wanna burden him to the point where he gets burned out. And not only that, you know, he gets sick, whatever.
And if he's
You know,
capped,
we don't,
is there an
you know,
hour?
we're trying to meet you halfway there. Half of that
So
for the
let
salary.
me understand this. The request was for two detectives, we currently have one. The average is $32.86 an hour. The 2025 budget was $66,456. The year-to-date expenditures is $35,024.81.
It's, the year to date was, as of today, was $50,187.58.
Okay, can you do that
Yep.
again, please?
$50,187.58.
Okay, and I hate to ask this, because this is like hard to look at when it's not all accurate here. When I look at the 2026 proposed budget, it says $45,000.
That was when I sat with Tiffany and we said we would like to put some more money. We were going in for one detective at 35,000 for the year. We,
$35,024.81.
we weren't gonna, the chief is looking to definitely promote somebody. It may not be the beginning of the year, so we should at least have money in there in case he does promote somebody. And at that time, it went to 45,000. But if we take the 36,000 that Wolper make and you cut that in half, at 1,040 hours, you cut that in half.
At the starting.
At the starting
rate.
detective's rate of 33.62 an hour, for half the year would be 17,482.40, which would be a grand total of 54,267.20 for a detective, and a promotion of a detective halfway through the year.
I can give you the starting detective rate if you'd like
And then
it.
starting detective rate pays $33.62 an hour. So at 620 hours, 520 hours, correct, thank you, 520 hours comes out to $17,482.40 per promotion, or an added detective halfway through the year.
I totally understand the request and appreciate the request, but I still would like to work with the one detective. How long have we had the one detective? Only one?
Since I got here.
No, we had August.
we had-
August for a
We
while.
had
Aga
Aga.
left.
So,
That was what, maybe
I have-
6
I have
months
payroll.
ago or so, if not even.
Aga's been
I
at
have the
what?
payroll, I can let you know in a second.
alright,
No pressure.
take your time, take your time.
Just trying to give you the exact numbers as best we possibly can, that's all.
So his last day on payroll was pay date June 19th.
Of this year?
Yes,
Correct.
Okay.
That was his last
about 4 months.
payday.
Been out without him.
No, what's the board feel? Keep in mind, I'm looking at this number, and this number is not what you're requesting, the $45,000. You're requesting how much?
Well, if the board goes with the full detective at 1,040, his pay rate, and half detective for 6 months at the beginning pay rate, it will be 54,267.20. But if the chief can find it, and, we don't promote somebody for a while, and we split that, because we don't know, like we said, right now, we don't have anybody that's there anyways, I think that we will be comfortable if we made it just, even 48,000.
Gentlemen?
I mean, who's qualified to be
A
promoted?
lot of it's training.
I would almost think hold it off for
Depends who
one
we
right
can pick
now.
to choose a train.
I think almost hold it to one
Preferably
right
a guy
now.
that's gonna stay.
Right.
Let me ask you another dumb question. Let's just say we don't budget for the half guy.
Mhm.
And you get a half guy halfway through the year. Can we remedy that?
That's up to the town.
Well,
I'm
if
just-
you left it at the 45,000, with the board knowing that if we did do that, it may change our numbers it may not, it may change our numbers come to the end of the year. That's, that's the difference.
That's my only thing is you now
Well,
have to train somebody. That's just another
I
expense.
totally get that, but I understand, by you saying that, it says to me that the anticipation is 2 detectives. And I'm saying
He's-
1 detective.
Okay.
And I don't know what the board's feeling, because if we say that, we could cut all this out and just find the money as they come, and we can't do that either. So we have to establish a budget line. Are we going to fund 2 detectives, or are we not?
So in this, right,
We have them all.
this has just the 1 detective
Right.
accounted for in this?
Yeah, but
You gotta understand that once these guys come in, they come in as patrolmen. Once they prove themselves, we're trying to get another detective that's not gonna go anywhere. So it'd have to be a seasoned guy.
Sure.
You know,
Who, like, what
So that's,
constitutes a
seasoned
material
guy.
for it? Well, not only that, though, like, who's a detective person? Like, who makes that kind of, that character that's gonna, you
Well,
have that within your rank right now? It's kind of
Yeah,
like-
well, there's an interview process that you have to go through, so we test their knowledge. I believe you sat on the interviews. You've gotta know basic investigations, which starts in patrol. And then if they have the willingness to move up, that's like an added thing, you start as a patrolman, you wanna work your way up. But not everybody's qualified to be in that position. And the other problem that we're having, we don't wanna make somebody a detective and have them leave. I'd rather have that person, we're getting seasoned guys that are applying right now. And once we do the background, I can't say they're gonna be hired, but once the background's complete, we have some very good candidates that we're looking at.
We may hire a guy and make him a detective in the first month he's here, because of his qualifications.
With anticipation to make him a detective.
so that being said, let
What-
me ask you a question. It might make things a little bit easier to understand, or maybe not. So our patrolmen are the ones that are being promoted to detectives. So the patrolman's salary is gonna be the patrolman's salary. So all we're really looking to do is fund the difference between patrolman to detective. We're not looking
If it was a
to,
promotion within, yes.
that's
100%
it.
correct.
That's
yes.
simply it.
But then we're also
So,
looking to hire a new patrolman.
and your request is for $54,000?
That's if that number is where we came up with it, was if you had the detective that's on there now, works, and half of that, 520 hours at a starting detective's pay is 33.62. So what I'm saying is say in July of next year, we hire a retired guy from another department. He comes here, and he's got all the qualifications. Hey, you're not gonna be a patrolman here, we're gonna make you a detective. He would start at 33.62, work 520 hours, he would be paid 17,482.40. That's, so added to the detective we already had, would've came to 54,000. So we had 40.
So that would be the increase in salary that we're going to
That's
actually
correct, the
fund.
17,000.
And once again, Supervisor, I mean, the calls for service are increasing. And I could be wrong on this, but my anticipation was that there's some new buildings being built, and which is gonna be more populated, which is gonna be more calls for service. We're getting a lot of domestics, a lot of MHLs,
That's what I
you know,
handed
and the tech is, you know, he's gonna be overburdened.
originally.
I mean,
Well, keep in mind, we also have the other police agencies that have a lot more resources and finances than we do.
Right.
So I think that, I mean, again, I think it has to be a balance of utilizing our agency maybe more as a supportive type of role in something like that to another agency that's actually doing
But
that. We
that's
don't
not-
have those
Yeah,
resources.
but that's not always gonna be the case. Major
Understood.
crimes, of course, major crimes, you know, murders, even some robberies, depending on the extent of the crime, the seriousness, we don't have, we're building to that. But what we have, that's a big plus for us, is we have an immediate response to calls. And I think that this is a learning process even for the new officers that are finding out that this place is changing. Ever since I took over, this place is changing, and I don't mean just on the job. Well, we're getting a lot of people moving in, and we're getting a lot of things in our trailer parks primarily that are more calls for service. We had a menacing tonight where 3 people were under arrest. Detective had to take statements, so things are happening, I mean, and not only that, I'll remind you that, and I think that Supervisor, you may agree with this, during the holidays is a big time for people being depressed. You know, we get suicides, we get a lot of overdoses. It's gonna be a burden for one detective. Because he has to come in and handle those, which he's willing to do. But, you know, I talked to him tonight, and he's got quite a bit of a caseload.
How many do you have?
You see, this is year to date right now.
Yeah.
I have,
Are you looking at the same sheet that we're looking at, Supervisor? But seems like we're bouncing numbers back and forth.
We're just pretty much asking to meet halfway. If we can meet halfway with that salary, I mean, like I said, we get somebody
Yeah.
new.
Oh, okay. Just
It'll
want to
probably be
verify
some-
that, that's all.
Right.
Now, besides all the other stuff, the detectives, you know, murders, robberies, stuff, like larcenies and stuff from the stores, who handles that? Is that also the
Detective.
detectives?
He gets all the film. It's a tedious process because he's gotta go to the store, talk to, loss prevention. You gotta download the, videos. You've gotta now try to interview the person, whether you get admissions or whether you don't, you do a flat-out warrant. I mean, there's a process to it. And we've gotta stick to the process in order to make things right. You know, we're in conference with the district attorney's office. For example, you know, the new thing is now the district attorney, with schools especially, I don't know if you've heard, they're gonna hold people accountable that are trying to investigate crimes before notifying the police. That's gotta change. That came right from the district attorney himself. They're to notify the police first, which is gonna add more calls for service, which is gonna add more to the detective, because obviously if a kid's assaulted, that's gonna go to a detective. Officer will take the preliminary investigation, the report, but that will be handed to a detective.
My only apprehension with the detectives, and I can appreciate and understand the caseloads, but my only apprehension is that we are only a part-time department. So that being said, one detective, the burden on that one detective has to be astronomical, but the community or the victims of whatever that crime would be, they're the ones who would suffer by not having somebody readily available all the time. And they're basically I don't want to say at the will, but they're at the beckoning of the shift that the detective would be working. And that's why I'm looking at it, that the resources initial and then supportive to other agencies that have a larger opportunity or a greater opportunity because of the finances or just because of what they have available to them.
The only
know.
thing I've discussed it with Sheriff Figueroa, they're not always available.
Understood.
State police, not always available. What we have is an immediate response with guys answering the radios and getting to these calls. You know, we're doing medical calls again. We didn't do them during COVID. The guys are responding on all medical calls, which could be a matter of life and death to that person.
I personally would like to thank you and the department for doing that.
We've
That
also
is
initiated
paramount.
the Are You Okay? With senior citizens that are living alone, even single people that are living alone. Just whether it's, I've got Paula, you know, getting their numbers when they call in, we'll check on those. I mean, that's a very valuable thing
program.
to the community.
Understood. All right, gentlemen, I don't hear anything. What's your opinions here?
At 54,000, that covers a 1.5.
So yes, sir. If he's hired halfway through the year, I'll be correct.
I did hear you say 48 before.
I, you know, and I would diligently,
I thought I heard 45.
it's at 45 right now.
I was saying 45.
You know, all year long, as Paula well knows, I try to keep as close knit as I can to all these numbers as the year's going through. So, you know, we try not to go over any of our budget, which we've been pretty good at over the years. So, realistically speaking, and I'll, you know, I'd be honest about it. If we could get this to 48,000, I think, you know, that would give us a chance to hire that second detective, or train somebody and get it started. And then next year, that would be, we'd have 2 detectives and wouldn't have to be in the budget at that time. But right now, to get started and working on it, I think at 48,000, I think we can make it work.
What do you guys think?
I think we could do 48,000.
Is that a motion?
I would like to make a motion to make it 48,000 for to have.
I'll second that.
detective.
Thank you,
Okay, so
gentlemen.
we have a motion on the floor for 48 with a second. All in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Good, 48. Okay, next we have the chief. So the proposed salary, or the salary proposed is 54,970. Current salary is 42,665. We did go across the board 2.75 with everybody, and that would bring that to $43,838.29. The chief currently is in contract until December 31st, 2025. I did speak to you briefly on that a couple of weeks back. So what I'd like to do is I would like to move forward with this 2.5 increase on here. And again,
2.75,
or excuse me,
right?
2.75, correct. And let me
I'll
write that
second it.
down. Well, let me hear
Oh, I'm sorry.
any questions or comments about that.
The only thing I would say, gentlemen, is I'm there 5 days a week.
I was gonna say he's there.
If I could speak on that first of all, I know the 15% thing, and we spoke Supervisor about that. I have no problem with the you know, deputy chief's position at the 2.75% raise. I have no problem with that whatsoever. I will speak that the chief is there a lot more. An average salary right now for a chief in Ulster County is anywhere from 130 to 140,000 a year. I would ask the board if they would consider at least raising the chiefs up a little more. He is there a lot more. I know because I speak to him 15,000 times a day, and he's at the station when he calls me. And
We probably talk 20 times a week as well. so
exactly.
I'm very aware.
So
Again-
I do feel that, you know, he's
Yeah.
doing a great job. He has along, you know, we've changed the whole department. I mean, I think we have. I've spoken to a lot of people about that. As you all know, that I went into the chief's position when I was interviewed, and all I did was praise the man then. And to this day, I still praise him, and I just think he deserves a little more than the 2.75%. However you do that, if you don't, it's up to you. I just had to I want to make sure you're aware of that. I have no problem with 2.75. I just feel that the chief deserves more.
So I will take that into consideration personally, and I hope the board does as well.
This year.
Didn't we talk about that?
So that's what I want to bring it to.
That's a new contract. Gotcha.
So during the renewal of the contract is when we can make those adjustments. We can, we had talked about that, and we'll talk about that in the future as that time comes. But for budgeting purposes, I still would like to stay
Yeah, I
at the
think that
2.75.
More sense.
And that's if you guys agree. So currently it's at 42,665. 2.75 would bring it up to $43,838.29.
Can you say that number again, Supervisor?
$43,838.29.
And your contract is done on 12.
But it can be revisited in December, correct?
Yes, it will be.
And that would be.
Okay? Under the deputy chief. Under the deputy chief, his current salary is $37,100. Currently, we don't have a contract. There's no contract, it's just in effect from before.
Still staying as a fact, right?
So the request was for 38,120.25, and the board spoke and would like to keep that at the 37,100 until we come up with something with a contract. Questions, concerns, comments?
So we wanna go with the lawyers. Okay.
Board, you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yep.
Okay, now we have the urgent task force. So we have the urgent task force, and the proposed hourly rate or salary will be 35,000. We budgeted 35,000 in 2025, and currently year-to-date it's 10,461.80. And the request is 32,760. Why that weird number?
Is that accurate that year to
It's,
date?
if you
Yeah.
calculate the 1040 times his proposed hourly rate of salary, it's $30.55.
But we don't have an hourly, this is a salary, you're doing it as a salary, there's no breakdown in that line as what they, like, what have they already done for urgent? What is the hours? It's hard to budget when you can't see. You know, when I'm looking at this, first off, the thing that gets my attention is the odd request for 32,760. That's a crazy number.
Hold on, I can tell you. No, I don't have his hourly written down, but I have what was expended, so.
Was that like
So
the top
year-to-date,
pay?
10,461.08. Yeah,
He took a short leave of absence.
Yeah,
and the request was for 35,000. We don't have here, it's not written down what was expended in 24. So there's nothing to go by before this year.
You don't have 24?
I do not.
Can you grab 24, please?
Because, his actual salary next year is $31.50, so that was the.
It's 3150, right? So I thought-
And you times that by 1040, and that's where you get the
32,760
32,760.
is what did they say?
I knew there was a
But has he
reason.
worked 1040?
He usually does, and it.
Urgent,
An
urgent.
urgent, but you know, his
took a
hours are
leave
good,
of
but he took a
absence.
leave of absence this year for
What was the
some
leave?
personal reason.
Okay, gotcha, yeah, understood.
He's back now, but he had a short leave. Matter of fact, he was at the station today working on a case.
I have a question. Just overall with urgent. How does it work? Like, how do we,
22,634.
So 22,634. And that was for 24, correct?
The entirety.
How does that work? Is he,
I'm
You
trying to.
call it
follow-
as hours?
Is it
or-
something we can talk about in this meeting?
Yeah, I don't, isn't it
The way it
confidential?
works is,
No, I mean in terms of like,
Like who
The
records
agencies-
the hours is what I'm saying.
Confidential.
well, we do, he's gotta submit his hours to Paul.
Okay, for payroll, and then
Yeah.
that comes down. here.
Right,
Okay.
right. So that, and that's, I mean, that's what happens, everybody that's part of urgent is assigned, whatever task that they're doing,
within the county.
within the county.
So, right now, the discrepancy is 24,299 from 25, what he's making in 25 to the request for 26. And you're saying that he was out partially, a leave of absence.
Right,
But in 24, the salary was 22,634.
He was also making less in,
Oh, I'm sorry, what was it?
24 as well.
24,684.
24,684.
Right?
I thought it said
24,684.
22.
22?
22,684.
634.
34, so I was right. 22,634. So 22,634, and we're looking at 32,700 is the request. I feel,
That number is on his current salary based off the 1,040 hours. If
Mm-hmm.
he worked it the entire 1,040, then at his salary, that's what it would be for the year.
yeah, but currently 24, we're not working the full amount of hours. 25, we're not working the full amount of hours. And 26, we're gonna budget it again for the full amount of hours. And we're not getting the full amount of hours. So I have to look at the money, 22, okay, 22, and 24, well, 24 is the span. So we're asking for 35, and I think, excuse me,
The 32.
proposed 35,000, $32,760, and I think we can cut that back. What that number would be is, what does the board feel? And what you guys too, tell me, what do you feel about that?
He should be working 1,040 hours.
yeah, we should.
I think all
He's-
officers should
he's
be
an
scheduled for
undercover- He's under
10:40.
the undercover operations,
Totally understand that.
so I don't, his hours are,
Yeah, it's hard to predict, because if they have special assignments, if they're doing a wire, if they're doing special there's a lot
But the
that's,
numbers are not showing that.
right, cause he took a leave of absence.
But even in 24, he didn't take a
Right.
leave of absence in 24 also. We didn't go back to 22 and 21.
so what was the average of those 2 years, Supervisor?
The average hours?
No,
But what was his
were they both in the mid-20s, is that what you're saying?
Well, we
22,000?
just heard, there were 22,684 hours for 24. 24. And I see with the time that he put in, it's 10,461.80. So when I look at
So-
this, the difference between that 10,461.80 and the 32,700 as requested is
Wanna make it
$24,299.
25,000 then? Would that be fair?
Well, I just wanna throw out that if he worked the 10:40 in
He's not, that's what
20,
they're saying.
in
2 years in a row, he hasn't, that's what they're saying.
And he's not gonna work the 1040, and correct me if I'm wrong, he does not do road patrol or other things because he is undercover. That's what it's for.
The only hiccup there is gonna be, if they have a long-term investigation.
Understood.
And so it's hard to predict an exact.
100% understand.
I'm okay with
that,
dropping
but
it.
when you're looking at the numbers, I have to go by the numbers.
Sure.
And I know the reality is, things happen like that. Totally get it.
I'm
But
looking like
just looking at the
28,000 sits in my head.
What, the
28,000.
28,000?
That's what sits in my
I think
head.
that's fair.
It gives you that little buffer.
That's what the board says, that's 28,000, we'll see.
I don't know what anybody else's thoughts on that are.
I was thinking 30, but
So, let me ask you this,
28.
and I know I'm gonna hate asking this.
That was 10:40 at his salary, in 24.
So right now, I like that number 28, but usually we capture some of that urgent money back.
Yeah.
Well,
And it sounds great that we capture the urgent money back, but I'm gonna tell you what. It is a roller coaster ride at best, and it is almost like low hanging fruit that doesn't exist, because we're told 75,000, then we're told 60, then we're going to get 30,
That's what I
then we're going to
was-
get 20,
not asking you to
and it
explain.
takes
That's
4
what I
years
was
to
trying to
recover
Well,
that,
That's-
the problem is, if the feds are involved,
Understood.
some
Understood.
They got deep
investigations.
pockets. The Fed's got deep pockets.
Yeah,
you know,
but
right
they're
as a
not,
check.
they're not too great loosening up that money.
They get first crack at it.
I get it,
And
no, and
that's
I'm
just
just
it.
trying to understand, when you look at it, right, you put all this time in, and you pay for this guy, right? And then you do the math over the time that he's worked, and then you do the math on the money that you got back, and
Right.
you're still
About
behind.
17,000.
You know, that's, and then you get to this conversation, you're like, you want
So
to,
why do we wanna do 28 or
and
do
you're still
30?
behind.
Should probably do.
All right, so let me do this.
That's the hard part,
Yeah.
So,
you know?
Gentlemen, is there any other
10,000,
comments?
Divide them by 2.
Any other comments, questions, concerns?
I'm just doing a little math.
Okay,
Right, cause the one year, he was 22,000 and change, correct? Last year was 10,000 and change. So even if we say,
but keep in mind what they did say, that there was a little bit of a leave of
Yes.
absence there, so, and that stuff happens.
okay,
In 2023, it was 20,591.
So.
so even if we go 22 times 2, that's 44. If we divide that in half, we're at 22. 23.
So how does the board feel about 25?
I have no problem with it.
I can do 25.
I'd like to say 23, but we have a board.
Councilman O'Flaherty?
I'll go with 23. I think lower,
Councilman
you don't
Castillo?
wanna know my real
It
number,
was,
so.
yeah, it was 23, you said.
I said, how do you feel about 25, 23, 23? Or you said 25, 23, 23, 23? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
25. So, we can go 23, I have no problem with it.
Well. then
I have
let's-
no problem with
Then
it.
let's make a motion and get moving on here. So,
Make a motion, for urgent 23,000.
I will second that
got a
motion.
motion on the floor with a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Councilman Hoppenstead?
No.
No?
Nope.
Councilman O'Flaherty?
Aye.
And I will say no as well, and it passes 3-2. Okay, so 28. Or, excuse me, 23.
I like 28.
Okay, under C-line differential. C-line differential, I think we should leave this alone, but gentlemen, what do you think?
I think we should leave C and A line alone.
Well, right now, we're only talking about C,
Yes,
so
let's do
let's
C
let's not
line.
lump them
So
together.
everybody's in favor of leaving that alone, correct?
Yes.
Which is what number you got?
20,000.
20K,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, A-line, $3,000 is the request. And I have a note here, 1,500, but that is up for discussion.
What's year to date, do you have that?
For A-line, we have not.
Zero.
touched A-line.
And I
We
believe
don't
that
have
we
funding for
should
A-line.
not cut that out completely. We are going to utilize that.
Explain.
We should leave it
That's
at,
the time between.
I'm saying 1,500 is the number that I put
12
down.
to 8
And then
on
you run-
Fridays into Saturday into
So,
Sunday.
Gotcha.
if you were to
Yeah.
figure it out,
And
if
then
you
that
filled
3K
every A-line shift, which we're
budgets.
not,
For the whole.
just throwing that out there.
6,100.
You're right, it would be $6,100.
If-
So dropping it half, because you said that you would try to fill the A-line as needed, that would be 3,000. If you go down again, you're cutting it
So
even
you
more.
went from 6 down to 3?
Well, the request is for 3,000. I have a note here on the side, 1,500. But again, it's a note, so that's what we're here for.
I did.
Done.
They got the same, he said they got the same one.
I have 3, I don't see the original 6.
Not this.
right here.
I don't see the original 6 either.
So this is when we came to you originally.
Oh, that was the sheet before we talked.
Yeah.
Correct, that's what,
I'm
that's the
sorry,
number.
You're correct. You're
If you
correct.
want it, you can have it.
Yep,
I made copies.
That's why.
Well, if we're
No.
talking about
I
half,
got it.
I understand the 3,000.
This is the conversation we had earlier about the A-line coming back.
Mm-hmm.
This is just the differential pay.
Okay, so what's the board's
that
feeling?
I would like to leave it at 3 because like 4th of July is on a Saturday this year. Halloween's on a Saturday in
So 3,000
2026.
is good.
You got some big holidays on
That's
Saturdays.
Gentlemen?
That's how I feel, yes. I don't know how.
I'm good with that, I am good with
Clarity.
that.
I got nothing for you right now. 3 is
Okay.
fine.
3,000?
Yeah, we went, you said it was 6,400?
61.
61.
If it was fully for the year, we can only do half, it'd be
We're going for
3,000.
half.
Sure.
I'm going off the sheets after our meeting that we had,
Right.
that's where the discrepancy is.
I agree with you.
Late calls, and this is for late calls overtime, 15,000. I am going to say we stay, this is my opinion, we stay with that.
If I can just add on to that, the patrol sergeants have to clear anybody being laid over. Lately, you know, they've been laying over because of the late calls. You know, you get a call at 11:30 and you're supposed to get off at 12, you gotta handle it. And that's all has to be approved by the standby sergeant.
Maybe we had one.
And are we still doing the Kingston that they end up with the judge and?
Half court.
Holy Overall?
Yeah.
I'm
Half
sorry.
court, yeah.
That's its
we're
own
doing
line.
Oh
them.
my god,
Yes.
that's down there.
All right,
was in-
so.
Yeah,
I have
that's
numbers
15
for you.
I have 15 down here, will we stay with that?
I feel we should.
Yes?
Yeah,
Might as well.
yeah, yeah, they're using it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's see here, 2015. Next we have admin. Now what is this?
It's me.
Oh,
Admin, hours worked, 27, that's you. And I want to increase those hours to 30 hours, and I think we approved that, did we?
Yes.
You do.
Yes,
And she's
So-
passed the civil service exam.
yep, congratulations on that.
congratulations.
Number
So
one
that
on the
total
list.
is gonna be
I was number one on the
28,22040.
So we'll leave that like that?
I would say let's leave that. And next we have holidays. Holidays, the proposal was 34 and the request for 2634. My opinion is leave that. And we have the holiday C line, 2,000. I would say we leave that.
I got 2117, is that correct?
Say
There's
that again?
2,000 here.
I got
2,000.
2,000.
So
You may
after our
have the
meeting,
original one.
after our meeting, they had dropped it down to 2,000.
2,000, okay.
Oh, yeah, 100.
Okay.
And the holiday A line was, you got here for the proposal of 3,300 and we put that at 1,000. Why did we do that?
Because we
I don't know.
we weren't sure what we were doing with the A line again, that's the A line.
Okay,
So it's
so
gonna be half again.
again, do we need the full 1,000 for that?
So if we funded the entire holiday A line, there's 14 holidays, that would be $2,400.
Totally understand, but we're
So if
not
you
going
knock
to,
it in
yeah,
half.
we're not going to do every
So you got it
shift, we'll
for
do what
less
we
than
can.
half.
So, what is the board's feeling on that? Do we stay with the 1,000, do we cut that, do we add to
I
it, what
think
is
we
the
should
board's,
leave it the way it is, but that's my opinion.
what's the rest of the board's
I
feeling?
agree with Councilman Castillo.
1,000.
I'm good with 1,000.
Okay, we'll leave it at 1,000. And we have the special events. Special events, the request is 14,500. I will tell you that, the department is at all of the events that go on in the town, and we greatly appreciate that. I believe we should,
Leave that the way
the
it is.
200 hours, and they're actually requesting 335 hours. So that is where the jump is. For 24, what do we have in 24? I hate to keep asking you to run.
So special events, we did.
No, I was just looking for the
200
hours and,
for
That's
45.
the
kind
month.
of a little complicated.
It is
to do,
complicated.
and just-
It's very
Yeah,
complicated.
it has to be. You don't have a ballpark what we did in 24, right? I know we looked at it, but I just can't remember what it was.
And that's the special events is the.
All right, what's the board's feeling with this?
So, hold on a sec, on our, we have, 200 hours, and they're proposing for
355, but
What is the?
335.
I'm sorry,
It says
335.
335.
Yeah, I'm
Where's the
getting
2024?
dizzy looking at this stuff.
That's what she's getting,
Okay,
she said about that.
got it.
So,
It's kinda
my
crazy.
only question is under the special events, so we have 200 hours, and we've only spent 51, 22, 46.
No,
No.
That's what I wanna hear,
$8,452.42
as of today.
as of today.
And our special events, what's anticipated coming up? Anything
We have,
specifically?
we
or-
have Halloween at KOA, and we have another church function that we were requested to.
150 people are gonna be at, in Clintondale, correct, chief?
Yes.
They just sent us an email, they're requesting police presence, 2 officers.
Okay, we're at 8,000 something right now.
What is it right now?
We have
It is.
funerals coming up,
Yep.
so.
I can, would you like?
No, what do you
It's
have? right-
$8,452.42.
That's today.
Next year, there's also 2 big parades in the town of Plattskill.
Correct.
Yes, we're gonna get
Their
that.
anniversary, right?
Good.
All right,
Yeah,
so
us and
I'm
Clinton, yeah.
gonna recommend that we leave that at the 14,500.
Leave that.
See, these are the things we need to know.
I had talked to, the chief for this past Saturday because Our Lady of Fatima on 32 had something going and he got the police there because this way nobody gets killed. So they do a lot of special events.
I left the bill in your mailbox today.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
good. I'll pay for it. That's petty cash. I got it out of the car.
All right, so hours worked under training. We have 576 and the request for 1,144 hours. And we budgeted in 2025, $22,320. I don't have what you guys
I
spent.
have.
We have
the
everything
number.
spent so
It's-
far this year.
So in training, we have spent $31,646.84 in training.
And a lot of it is also due to that transition with the tasers, I believe, and also the new
And
weapons that
then
we have.
we still have to do a night
What was that
shift.
number again?
Yeah.
31 what?
$31,646.84.
And the night shoot will be 8 hours.
Everybody has to attend that, correct?
Everybody has to attend. that.
All right, so what's the board's feeling? I think we should leave that 28.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you-
feel
the
the
board.
same way.
Yeah. Okay, we have Cap Court. Cap Court, $12,000 was the proposal, and we actually put that at $6,000 for the budget for 2026.
What do you have to date on that?
$2,785.20.
And we're not finished yet, so.
Correct. We went
That's a
from
September number as
six.
well, correct, or is that up to date?
No, it's up to date.
Up to date?
Yep.
was
We
the
had
number?
2,785.20. We had 6 cap courts last year, and we're up to 11 currently this year.
It should stay the same.
So I would leave it right at the
6,000?
Well,
6,000.
you have, what, 3 months left, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And as you alluded to, the holidays are on a Friday night. All right, so $6,000, we'll leave that at 6,000. Okay, now we have the SRO. The SRO is, why do we have proposed salary? We cut that down 45,000. I'm gonna say we leave that at that.
Yep.
That's almost a
also-
break-even thing, isn't it?
It's reimbursed.
Yeah.
Yes,
Through the
by the school.
district.
School, right?
I remember checking those
What did you say,
prices.
Supervisor, 45?
Yes. We have the FTO training, $3,000. What's that expended to right now?
$4,029.20.
And we budgeted originally 11,200, but we said 3,000. I don't think we should mess with that. I think we should leave that at the
Yeah,
3,
we should do
So
that. What was the number?
3,000.
No, what was your number?
the year-to-date, 4,029.20. I think last year, the FTO training and the post academy got
That
swapped.
switched around.
If you look at the numbers, I think they were budgeted opposite.
All right, yeah, you're right.
So that's what it looks like.
Yep.
All right, so let's look at this. So what do you want to do with that? Where it says the phase 2, 12,500. The budget, 9375. Is that year to date?
$4,029.20 is year-to-date.
4,029?
Correct, 20.
Dean, are you talking about
Okay.
FTO or phase 2?
So,
You
no,
just said
they
phase
were
2.
swapped around. They were in
No, no,
different
no,
No,
lines.
FTO and
F-
post academy,
so-
not phase 2.
I'm sorry.
Post
FTO
academy and
and phase 2
Okay.
are the ones that are swapped around.
Post Academy.
Post academy
Academy.
and
Next
FTO
one
training
down.
were swapped.
Oh, the bottom two.
Yeah.
Right, the post.
Yeah.
post
If you look
academy.
at the numbers,
Okay.
it's swapped.
So,
just crisscrossed.
So
You just have
hang
to
on.
correct it in terms of the funding.
Okay,
the
so
funding
phase
line.
two, what is your desire with phase two? I actually have a note here for phase two to lower the 12,500 to 8,500.
Well, our year-to-date for phase two, yeah, was 3,000,
What is it, 2,000?
no, 3,720.
Oh, so that number was right.
Yeah.
So the 4290 is the line under that.
Yeah, the 4,000, 2920.
Okay, you got me all
That's-
messed up.
No, it's confusing because they're in the wrong category. So right now, we're doing the phase two training, okay? The phase two training, right now, we're up to 4,000, you said?
3,720.
3,701?
20.
20. Okay, as it states here on that line. But yet we're requesting $12,500. My recommendation was to drop that to 8,500.
I'll make a motion, we drop it to
And if you do
85.
the numbers, that kinda makes sense. Even if you times that, say almost by 3.
I'll second that. Well,
You got a
know,
good number.
I agree with you.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor to take that $12,500 and reduce it to $8,500 with a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So carry. Now, the Post Academy, that's the one where we were at the 4,029.20, and the request is for $11,160.
Did we correct the FTO part yet?
Not yet.
No.
Okay, we need to correct that first.
Okay, let's go back up and do the FTO part. What are the numbers that you have that should be on that line?
So what are your?
What's your year-to-date
what's your
on
year-to-date
FTO?
For FTO.
$4,029.20.
And what was, do you have a 24 number at all, by any chance?
I don't.
Okay.
I
Okay.
started late last year. And
So
don't know.
25, what, you tell me what the request was for 25. What was the number in 25?
They're asking for 11,200.
That's
Okay.
been switched.
No.
That's-
Oh, wait, sorry.
That's what we
They're
gave them
asking-
last year as a budget.
Gotcha, they're asking for 3.
That's what I want to make sure we get this
It was
correct,
we
because
were
this is
asking
messed
for
up.
We were asking for 3,000.
They're asking for.
Okay, so you were
So we
asking
had,
for,
yes,
you
we
were
had some
asking for
FTOs
3,000?
This year we've spent 4,029.
Yeah, we went,
Okay, and you're asking for 3,000.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said before, I recommend we leave that alone.
Correct. And now we'll fix it on the Post Academy.
Okay. 1,500. Now we come down for Post Academy. Now, proposed hours are 560, I don't see anything for 24. It's 11,160 is what they're requesting. The 2025 budget was 3,000, 3,000. What did we spend year-to-date on this?
$18,536.
18,536.
24.
Are you expecting that number, because you're obviously proposing it to be 11,000, so are you expecting that number to?
New officers again.
Okay, but you're
Okay.
expecting it to go down, correct? Okay.
I think we put 5 on that. She's
11,160.
Yes.
Why the oddball? Just because of the way the math came out with the hours?
Correct.
Yes,
So just to round it out, can
Post
we
Academy.
say 11,000?
sure.
Yeah, it's just the,
It would just
the
make
math.
more
Numbers.
sense.
Just makes
so you said
numbers.
11,000?
Okay, and then we need to add all of that.
Yes.
Sorry, did you say 11,000?
11,000.
Thank you.
Okay, start doing the math.
No.
Please, start doing the math.
I lost track.
Me too.
If I may, Supervisor.
What's that?
Finish your numbers. Try to resolve some before. What's everybody come up with?
Confusion, too much. I missed something, missed a couple numbers.
I can help you if you need. I wrote them all down.
Are you guys doing an addition over here?
I got $854,158.69.
Down from 958.
What'd you get?
I got $854,158.69.
857, 138.29.
I got the same thing he said. 854, 15.8.
What was on,
What was that?
What did you
What
guys
was the
get?
Chiefs,
I was still
43,
doing, I'm still
838?
writing it.
Yeah, 43, 838.29.
43, 838, is that what it was?
43, 838, 29.
Oh, that's where I made the mistake.
I had so many notes I can't even.
Yeah,
Do you want a blank piece of paper?
I just want to see what your number is and then
what was the
your
total?
number is and we'll just go from there. That's kind of.
854,000,
854,000,
$158,
Chiefs.
158.
69 cents.
438.
That one I
Oh,
have.
8,
43,
38, 29.
Ah, is it one person? 438.
4338.29.
Deputy chief was saying the same, correct?
Yes.
Well,
On paper.
get something on the record.
You good?
Do we have a number?
Yeah,
$854,158.69.
Before we,
yeah.
Did we,
Today is the 21st,
you get that same number?
yeah,
Is it? I don't
Today's
know.
the 20th.
20th.
if I may, Supervisor.
Yes, sir.
Get on the record, as you stated, we're going off my old contract, which is still in effect, correct?
Your old contract, we're in negotiation stage. We haven't done anything. It
I
actually
believe
expired.
if you read it, states in it, they automatically will get the exact amount of raise that any town employee receives, so that's why I agreed to the 2.75%. Just wanna get it on the record.
And I will look back
If you
at
look
that.
at the
and I'll let
contract,
you
I'd
know.
appreciate that. That's all.
100%.
So it automatically
100%.
states in there, any town employee gets the raise, we get the minimum raise at the same time.
All right.
I just wanted to bring it to your
Oh,
light.
and I'm glad you did. All right, we're good with that number. Let's go to the next page.
Before we go to the
Yes,
next
sir.
page. Okay, because if you look at the contract and that's what it says in there, then we're gonna change this number.
It's minimal.
Like you said,
Yeah.
it's minimal.
It's,
All right, okay,
it's like
Actually, I think I
$900
even
and
did.
some dollars, I think it was. I
Yeah.
don't remember exactly.
all right.
I can tell you, to be honest with you, from here, I'll get it right now, 37,100 times 2.75, is that correct, Supervisor?
Yes.
I'm sorry, it's $1,000 and $1,020, and it's 25 cents.
Still minimal.
Exactly,
Okay, no
minimum.
problem.
All right, and I will check on that
That's
tomorrow.
all I ask, that's all. Try to save some headaches.
Station computers, under the point twos. Under the point two, station computers, we expended in 2024, and this is where we have the numbers. So 2024 was $3,717. The budget for 2025 was $2,500. Year-to-date, we spent $4,892. And the proposed budget for 2026 is $5,000. The station computers, is that, what's his name from Jersey comes in and does that?
Anthony, sir, yes.
Anthony, your
Yes,
tech?
sir. Yes, sir.
All
So
right, I'm
I,
gonna-
I have the year-to-date, how much we've spent on computers. That's $4,892.
Yep,
Yeah,
We
that's what
did
you,
use that out of our one account, so it's not gonna show in.
Understood. So I'm gonna recommend we leave that at 5,000. Repairs, what is that repairs to?
So it
Right
depends
underneath the
on,
point two, it says repairs, 2024, they expended $650.
this year it's
We
showing
budgeted
0.
no,
5,000, it's showing
so
0.
I didn't know if I was to include the car deductible of 1,000, cause that was a repair.
That was removed, I believe.
So that was kind of a,
Okay, so I have a note here.
It was $1,000 car deductible for repairs. Gotcha.
So I do have a note here to lower under the repairs, just given the fact with the numbers, the $650 expenditure in '24, and year-to-date was nothing, correct? And the request was for $2,500, and my note here is to lower that to $1,000.
Which line are you on, Supervisor? I'm sorry.
This is the second one.
Repairs.
Repairs?
Under
Repairs.
the point two,
Okay.
That's the sheet. There we go.
so we're good with that? Board?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll lower that to 1,000.
Zero. We spent 1,000.
I
We
like
spent
the one for
1,000
mounts. The mounts, we expended $2,377.24, and year-to-date, $3,845, and there is no request on that. That was for the not for lethal, or less than lethal weapon and the shotgun mounts.
Right, for the AR and the less lethal
Yes.
or shotgun.
Which made all the sense in the world, and there is no request for that, that's all been done.
Right.
Under the detective crime scene, they spent nothing in '24. We budgeted $2,725, and in '25, year-to-date, $1,543.95.
$3,049.21 as of today.
Say that number?
What was
A
that?
little slower,
3,049.21.
Oh, I see it right there, 3,049.
and that's the value of numbers. All right, the request is for 2,700, I say leave that.
Those 27 or 37?
No,
Our
it says
original-
27.
Our original was 37.
27 then? Okay.
27. Okay, and Leads Online Annual, that's actually a programmer, correct, that you guys use?
Yes.
And that's contractual, 3,200? Is that where that number comes from? Did we expend?
$3,106.
Okay, so we're right on target with that. I recommend we leave that alone. Cameras in the station, or camera station, what is that?
That's the mugshot camera that has, which I believe we're having troubles in today. Sort of invested. That's the mugshot camera for maintenance, and I believe there's a small fee that goes with that.
Are we currently in contract to do work on that?
It's not a contract. We have to call the company. There's a problem.
Okay,
So
so,
we have to call them because it's a specific setup to that camera. It's got all these different leads to it and so forth.
all right.
To date,
So,
have we spent anything on that?
In '24, we didn't expend anything. This is a
Correct.
fairly new camera, correct?
Yeah. That's the problem. It's right now. It's just starting to give us some issues. We're working around those right now, but anticipation is we may even have to replace it.
Okay, so we didn't budget anything for it in '25. Year to date, we haven't spent any money on that camera.
Nothing.
And the request is for $1,000.
For mugshots.
What's the board's recommendation?
Depends what was the price of that
He
camera.
said there was something going on with it, so might as well keep it in there.
Councilman O'Flaherty?
Yeah, I think you could justify reducing it. You have to keep it, sure. But
I would not get rid of it.
We
What
don't
would
know
you-
how much.
Well, let me
the original
ask,
cost.
let me ask Councilman Fazio, what's your recommendation? I mean, what do you think?
I don't know, I mean, they haven't used anything yet in anticipation. I think we could lower it.
Councilman Hoppenstead?
I would leave it at 1,000.
All right.
Cameras are not cheap.
I did make keep in mind, this is a maintenance factor of the camera that we already own. But, I would not get rid of this line, but I did put a question mark with it, and, I did put a $500, lowering it to $500. But what's the rest of the board's feeling? If you feel like we should leave it, we'll leave it. If we do not, collectively, what's the,
How old
opinion of
is the
board?
camera, do you know?
3 years possibly?
Well, 3 to 4 at least, yeah.
At least.
At least.
You know what the cost was original?
Not off the top of my head, Councilman, sorry.
what are these things? What are they called? They're called mugshot cameras?
That's where you went, have
No, I know
somebody in
what- yeah,
custody,
yeah.
mugshots, if you take your
Curious
mugshots.
as to-
This is, keep in mind, this is primarily what we're budgeting for is repairs of a camera, not the
Yeah.
replacement of the camera.
No, I'm just.
The replacement can be done, you currently have a tech grant, so there's money that's left in the tech grant.
Okay.
Not that we wanna utilize it if we don't need to do that, but there's other avenues to purchase a
So
camera.
$500, how does the board feel with 500?
I'm
like
okay
I
with
said,
that.
I have a quick note here.
You have 500?
As long as we
500,
could
but
get it
you think
repaired.
that
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay, that's what the board decides.
All right. So collectively, is this board good with that?
Yeah, I have no problem with it.
Okay, so let's put that at 500. Now, cameras.
Station cameras.
When we say the station cameras, those are the video security cameras that you have in the
Right.
station. Are you expanding them, replacing them? What are you doing with them?
We just did a small upgrade to them.
What was
I
the
believe,
upgrade?
what was it? How much was that? $4,000, I think it was.
Small upgrade.
Yeah.
Well, the one camera, we had the front door camera, which was out, black and white, couldn't, they had to add a whole new camera. And now, when you're sitting in the station, especially when Paul is sitting in the station, she can see clearly on the color camera and screen now who was at the front door. and before she
What do you
goes.
have, what do you have to date on the expenditure on that?
And we added
So-
a camera to the back of the station.
While
because
Paul is looking that up, the way that you guys did this budget line is that there's no budget request for 2026.
Yeah.
You have that
Yeah.
$1,800 in the 2025 budget that was currently budgeted.
There was proposed budget of $1,000.
I see $1,000.
I don't have anything.
So on
I see
my
nothing.
proposed budget, there was.
Okay, that was the original one that we,
Sent
That you
back.
guys-
Okay.
so,
only
that being
$1,000.
said, right now, what have we spent on those cameras up to date?
Hold on, I will get it.
It was just $4,800 some dollars. That was what
Yeah,
we
That
just,
was
it was,
purchasing.
it was just shy of $5,000.
just shy of $5,000
altogether.
dollars.
But that was purchased, that wasn't upkeep, correct? We
Correct.
purchased it.
Well, he did it, well, he was there, no, he did, the guy who came, I was there,
Some
with
of
him.
the
He
ones that
did, he
were
did do
there.
an upgrade to the hard drive while he was there. He says, I'm already in here, I'm just gonna do it and get over it, so he did it, yes.
It was $4,976.
Okay,
4,976.
so now that being said, again, that was for the upgrade and the purchase of additional equipment.
That's correct.
And installation of whatever. What do we anticipate happening in 2026? Do we anticipate any kind of work being performed on that?
That's why that's why we're asking for $1,000, you know, he has to come down and, do an upgrade again or something.
Okay.
We got some kind of money in
You
the
have
cover.
18.
So on my sheet,
That was 18 was,
I have 18,
1800.
but,
That was 2025.
25 budget, the 26
So-
budget, we got $1,000.
well, there's nothing on my line, so I'm gonna put $1,000 in there. I'm going to recommend that we leave that alone as well.
Okay.
So, let's do the math here.
13.4.
0.2s.
Is it 13?
I'm at 13.4.
13,400, right?
Yep.
Correct.
Yes, flip the page. Okay, we have the .4 contractual. So, we have, under the .4 contractual, 2024 for Nycomco, and that is a contract as well, correct?
Yes.
So 24, we did $14,237 year to date, and I know it's gonna be different, Paula. We have here written down $10,247.23.
Correct.
That's rate to today? Okay, so I'm anticipating that there's gonna be another payment because the budget request is for $16,000. What will be the total when that payment comes due? Is that pretty accurate?
It's, yeah.
Okay,
It's-
So we wanna leave it, right?
so again, that's contractual, so yes, I recommend we do not touch that. Uniform, buyout and the reimbursement, the expended $15,868.82 in '24, we budgeted $16,000 for '25. And year to date, we paid out $12,535.58. The budget proposal for '26 is $16,000, I'm gonna recommend we leave that. And again, jump in anytime, guys.
No, the numbers are, I think would be really close.
Copier contract for 2024, we expended $1,688.29. In 2025, we budgeted $1,705, no cents. 2025 year-to-date, we expended $1,688.29. And the proposed budget for 2026 is $1,705, no cents, and I recommend we leave that alone as well. How old is that copier? That's not that old either, correct?
2 or 3 years, I think we
Yeah, I was
replaced like
gonna say
2,
2
maybe
years.
3 years ago at the most.
Computer tech, is that Anthony as well?
That is Anthony, yes.
Okay, so in 2024, we spent $4,576. In 2025, we budgeted $7,500. Year-to-date, we spent $5,586
Believe
But
just-
he
38 cents.
just emailed me a bill for the year for,
Up to date.
yeah. Sorry,
That's okay.
it's hard to find it on the phone. The new bill is $8,793.
So is that in addition to the $5,586.38?
Correct.
That's what's outstanding right now that we owe him.
Yes.
Your budget proposal or request was for $7,500. And what's that broke down? What did he actually do that was above and beyond? Because it sounds like
Look at it.
jumping from
What was that
8,000 or
total you said?
4,576 to,
So those computers were all upgraded new.
$8,793.
$8,793 plus 5586
Trying to get it.
Is that
pulled up on my
8,000
phone.
additional to the 5,000?
Yes, this is a new contract.
So you're like
This is-
13,000?
So $14,379.38.
This was when, he also had to log into all of the car computers because they were
crashed.
down, all of them. None of.
So it was an emergency.
It was,
What did we,
They
what was
crashed.
the problem?
The computers in the cars crashed with an upgrade from the county, which then we included, that's where we put the tracking devices in the cars also now. So county
GPS
did an
wasn't
upgrade
working.
without telling other agencies. We run through Ulster County, as
Yep.
Mr.
yeah, you
Officer
had
would
that,
know.
you had that problem too?
With the fire trucks and everything in Ulster County, everybody got hit with it. So we had to call him up, he spent days up here reprogramming and getting our cars back up, so the computers in the cars
also-
were.
We had an unforeseen increase, which
Yes.
created a huge void from $7,500 that we budgeted to $14,379.38.
That also includes when he remotely logs on to our computers, when we're having issues with our computers in the station as well.
So the county upgraded our computers and now it's costing us a boatload of money?
No, the county upgraded the county computer and
We
without
all run
telling
through the
anybody,
And it crashed.
and
our
it crashed
computer.
every computer in Ulster County.
And we
Basically.
nobody ever received any kind of
Thank you.
compensation or whatever for that.
Nope.
We got a sorry though.
Yeah, we had big sorry.
And hurry up and fix it.
All right, so that is
Who did we send
an
the bill?
unforeseen
I know, I'm
necessity,
serious.
but yes, that's,
That doesn't make any sense.
yeah, I will tell you this, and I'm sure you already have, but if you would
'Cause that's
convey
like
that at the
twice
Chiefs
the budget.
Association that we're not happy, and tell Sheriff Figueroa that we're not happy with that, I greatly appreciate that.
There's more changes that are coming, just to
I
be aware.
anticipate that, and I
A lot more
anticipate when the
changes.
911 center is built, that there's
They're
even
looking to
gonna be
leave,
more.
Nicomco and go to Goosetown, I mean, there's a lot of things that are in the work, all new
Building
systems.
is-
Now, so the request is for $7,500.
Send the bill.
I originally put a question mark here, and
not
I suggested 6,000, only not knowing what these numbers here are or were. But what's the board's recommendation on that? The request is for 7,500. I don't anticipate that we're gonna get hit with an unforeseen bill this year, but
I hope not.
you can't,
I think we send a bill to Ulster County for the difference.
I would leave it at the 7,500.
Yeah.
so we have 2 yes,
3 years.
3 yes.
Yay.
Councilman LaFleur,
Yes, I'm
yay?
good with that.
And I will say
Seven
yay
Ulster
as well.
County.
We will leave this at
Keep it on, okay.
the $7,500
It was not
and
cool
recommend
those
sending that bill.
What's
Like
that?
days, it was not cool those
No,
days
and then
either.
we gotta pay for it. That's-
All right, so Verizon Wireless sell push-to-talk modems, and that is the new kind of the walkie-talkie telephones, correct? Where you're picking up coverage where we don't
Patrol-
have the,
Patrol phones,
yep. So, and that's a contract as well, correct?
yep.
So in '24, we expended 85, 86, 73. We budgeted 7,000. Year-to-date, we've spent $7,095.68. And and that's accurate, correct, year to date. And the anticipation or the request for 2026 is $10,000. Now, the justification for that $3,000 increase, obviously, we have 2 months left of the year, and the additional money there, I say we leave that alone as well.
I agree.
Verizon MiFi. So we expended 1770, 37, and 24. In 25, we budgeted $1,000. We've spent $387.82, and the request is for $1,000. The difference between 24 and 25, is that because we're down to one detective?
Yes.
That was the difference. We turned that Wi-Fi back in,
Oh, that, not the,
No.
or MiFi, I should say.
yes,
No,
yes.
MiFi, I have a MiFi. I believe George Weir has a MiFi. There's no way that I can log onto my computer without my Wi-Fi.
Understood.
We should leave
I was
it
just
at
trying
that.
to see what the difference was between 24 and what we spent now. Because you're talking, $1,300. Now, if you look back to 24, it appears to me like maybe there was more than
Did we
two
set it up in 24?
MiFis.
Possibly.
That's what I'm thinking.
And
They might
then
have-
we
yeah.
budgeted $1,000, but we've only spent $387.82.
Is that
And the
when we,
request is for
is that
$1,000.
when we?
Is that when we
received-
first bought the MiFis and everything?
The
And they
modems.
installed them and programmed them to.
So that's probably what it was then. So are we going to need that full $1,000? That's a contractual thing also as well, correct? So,
Well, right now it's at 387.82, so,
$900, you could go down to 900.
You can just leave it the way it is.
Yeah, leave it, right?
leave it right alone?
Yeah, leave it.
All right, so we'll recommend leaving that alone. Optimum, station telephone, internet, cable, Wi-Fi. Excuse me, I did put a question mark, a question mark on this because it was an oddball number. The $4,100 was a request. The 2024 expenditure was $29.87. Year-to-date is $22.11. And I put a question mark with possibly lowering that to 35.
It's,
Oh, I was
the
thinking like
current,
31.
the current cable is $2,771.81, and I have a bill to come down as well.
I would leave it.
2,700.
Okay.
We could do
so that'll,
Sorry.
But
That's okay, I'm gonna
2,700.
recommend we leave that at 4,100.
$2,771.81.
why don't you put her at about 3,000, right, at the end of the year?
I have,
Yeah.
I'll go
Still
ahead.
got October's bill, November's bill,
yeah,
December's
no,
bill.
it comes out right.
Yeah.
What's your pleasure, gentlemen?
Who's-
Okay, leave it at the 41?
200 and,
Okay, garbage. So we expended $672.24, and year-to-date is $579, and the request is for $672. That's what we budgeted, and I would recommend we leave
However-
We've
that.
got 3 months
However-
left, so,
however,
However,
You and your however.
I'm sorry. You guys aren't gonna like me. You guys are all gonna hate me now, I'm sorry.
go on.
So Linda informed me that the garbage will be going up. So it'll be $75 a month. So we're gonna need, if you do that times 12, it's $900.
Who picks up your garbage?
County lease, I think it is.
That's
The
the
same as
problem.
here.
So that's for 2026, Linda said, right?
Correct.
I got notified.
She said it should be, the price raise will be, I think, next month, she said.
$228 we all.
So 900.
I'm sorry.
so we're gonna take from 672 to
It's the bearer of
900.
bad news.
That's it, I mean,
Crazy question, you guys never do anything with Red Bag up there? That's all, anything you have that's involved goes to the hospital?
Ambulance or someone, they come, we try to work with the ambulance, or fire departments with their ambulances.
All right, so for all intents and purposes, we've raised this to 900? Okay, Paula.
Sorry.
Fuel oil. So, fuel oil, we have, we expended $975.37. That was in '24. And
Current is $704.35, but we're due to get a,
Load,
how much fuel do you have left in the tank, you don't know?
it's under a half.
5 gallons.
so my question was, we budgeted 2,000 in 2025. So we're still ahead of the game, but we are going into cold weather,
I just
so
think we're a little over budgeting there.
what do
I
you,
think we should leave it because of the price
The
of oil.
price
You
of
could
fuel
never know.
oil is going to go up.
We are drilling more than ever in this country.
Actually, last year, I think it was a little bit
Fuel
higher.
people.
Yeah, well, it's cheaper this year than it was last year when I got mine.
all right, look, we got one gentleman that says you should leave it, we have another one that says who needs heat, let's drop it down to $200.
It's cold enough in there as it is.
Get out, run the car, we'll get bad guys.
So
Yeah, one of
what's
those
your feeling?
I would
Sweatshirt.
appreciate me going and doing that, so.
I did put a question mark on this, only because, like I said, the numbers are here. When I looked at the 2,000, my question mark, and I was looking at 1,500. That was what I came up with.
Okay.
There's justification, what, you guys tell me what you wanna do.
2,000 is fine.
2,000, let's leave it the same, all right. Easy Pass. The budget for, or excuse me, I said, say the expenditure for 24 was $100. The budget for 25 was 150. Year to date, 150.
200.
It's 200 right now, and the request is for 200. I'm gonna recommend we leave that. Association fees. Again, this is, kind of a contractual thing, I would assume. But we did budget, and I wanna look at that budget. In 24, we expended $1,200, or excuse me, $1,020. 25, we budgeted $1,500. We only spent $250 year to date. Correct?
Don't know why.
I think the dues is
So-
coming up on those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the request was for $1,500, and I recommended dropping it
Keep
down
down
to
over there.
1,000. But that's what I wanted to ask. When are those dues due?
First of the year.
I think they gotta be done. Coming up,
So,
we usually pay them out of like December.
okay, so I'm
But
going
going
to
back a
say-
year ago, you were showing 1,020. Same dues or are there, or is there added stuff?
Added because, all three sergeants are now,
That's what I'd say.
all
Okay.
three sergeants are in the Chiefs Association, so that's three extra people.
Okay, so that was 24,
Does
that
it
they,
cost any for
I don't know if there's an initiation fee per
We're
se.
gonna be going back to that one.
What's that?
No, I'm just kidding.
So, I don't know if there was an initiation or a first sign up, but if you look at it, it's 1,020, which that's the justification with the
Yes.
3 sergeants. But when it comes up the first of the year, 2025, it's paid for 2025. Everybody is in at $250. So the request is for $1,500. And I put a question mark and put 1,000 to lower it to 1,000. You tell me why we need the 1,500.
I believe the chief is also gonna be joining the Mid-Hudson Chiefs
Oh, that's
Association.
another,
It's a
okay.
different association. Gunther was always in that one. They have contacted and they want so it'd be, but that, I believe, is just the chief is gonna be in that one.
Is
That's
that
the
Mid-Hudson?
Mid-Hudson. Yes.
Mid-Hudson?
That's the old region, that's
They
Newburgh.
have legal resources there
Right.
for us. That's the big caveat there.
No, networking is paramount. Absolutely. So what's the board's feeling on
That's why it
that?
was 15.
We should leave it like that.
Okay, let's leave it at 1,500. Central Hudson. In 24, we expended $36.50. We budgeted $4,000 in 25, and the sheet that's in front of me reflects $2,907 year to date.
3,301.08.
And this is gonna be a tough one. The request is for $6,000, so we jumped from $4,000 to $6,000, and we are,
So you have 3 more
700
bills
shy.
coming up, right?
well,
I don't
yeah,
know,
at least 2.
it might be 2,
this
November,
one.
December. Did you,
So,
I don't know.
and I know that the
Okay.
prices have gone up, but I think 6,000 might be a little hefty. Can we lower that a little?
might be able to go to 5.
I'll say, I
So-
think,
so
I
Linda-
think we could
Linda
drop to
pays it.
5.
Well, let's,
I can look though in a.
yes, if she could tell us what it is, then we get an idea.
So Linda pays the Central Hudson bill. So hold on one second. But it comes out of our expenditure, so there was one for $600, there was one for $939, then $275, $307, $343, $424, $400.
Okay, can you go back to, in the beginning of that, will be, November, December? Oh,
No, that was January.
yeah, January, and then Or even January, February?
Just averages out to about $300 a month.
Yeah, there's $618. And the next one was 9. I'm assuming maybe the 9 was maybe 2 months together.
Okay.
Okay, so would it be fair to say we can lower that from 6,000 to 5,000?
Yes.
I have a note here that was a little bit more than that, but I don't think that we should mess too much with that.
So it'd come out to about $416.66.
Times 12?
Yes. Times 12.
What's the board's feeling?
You could probably do 1,000, it'll be close, the numbers would be close, I
Yeah, that'd
believe.
be close. There's no wiggle room on that one.
So what if we went to 55?
55 then. What do you think?
Steve?
Sure.
Okay, so let's lower that to 55. And we just found money to pick up garbage. Okay, Nicole doing it. Camera system, I don't see any expenditure for 2024.
That, I had put in the $4,976 amount into my spreadsheet for the camera systems in the station. But we want it for maintenance only.
Okay, so the request was for $1,000. What's the board feel?
I would leave it.
Seems good.
That's the same cameras that we talked about earlier, correct?
But this is for like any bills that come out for it.
Okay. All right, so we'll leave that at $1,000. Ammo, flares, etc. So, this is 24, we expended 16, 21, 56. We budgeted 4,525. Year to date, $2,816.04.
I have $3,256.
3,256?
And you're gonna be doing that
59.
low light training this year, correct?
Yeah.
So the request is for 3,500, I'm gonna
59.
recommend.
I guess
we have to leave that.
3,500, yeah.
Didn't they get a bunch with ARPA too?
Yes, we did, we
Yes.
bought ammunition, in advance as well, and we changed over from the 40s to the
9mm,
9mm, and I think we saved quite a bit
Yes.
of money on ammunition, so.
35.
And plus it's more available, so.
It's true.
The AED supplies in '23, we expended $3,642. The budget for '24, or for '25 was $4,000, and year to date, Paula, I have $543.73.
Correct, but you're going to hate me again.
No,
No, we don't.
it's- there's
we
an
have a-
expiration date on the pads,
have-
and the batteries are probably
So we
staggered
have
as well.
4 models that are coming due to being replaced. We're looking to do 2 this year and 2 next year.
Do we ever seek any kind of grant funding for that? Because there is grants available for that. We're not
We can look into
contracted,
that.
we're
We
not
can definitely
contracted
look
with anybody
Right, no.
specifically,
Expired,
correct?
they're garbage.
Yeah,
Yeah, you only get about
Becomes a
7 years
liability.
out of one.
I'm gonna get so many years out of
So
it.
we have 2 that
There's no
are
buyback,
20,
they don't take them back to recycle them,
2010
Garbage can.
and one 2012 and another 2017.
So many
We have
systems that are
2 that are new and will last us for a while, but we have 1 for every car.
And not only that, you have them in the station as well,
Correct.
at least 1, if not
Correct.
2, correct? You have
Yes.
We
adolescent
were,
and.
we were purchasing one early and the other day and giving the older ones to the town park and stuff at one time, to the recreation departments. Now they're just coming up and borrowing one every year.
Well, we have a cabinet down there with the AED into it,
So-
so.
That's,
And
you know,
each-
we're
And
prepared
just
for
bear in
that.
mind that we are responding on all medical calls.
right.
Because COVID's over and we're gonna go back, we've been going back to that.
All right, I'm recommending we leave this at 4,000. And the vests. Big question on the vests. 24, we spent 2509.04. We budgeted last year 13,000, and we spent $1,358.80.
What's the real number?
2038.20.
That's not bad either.
No.
How many of them were purchased on the grant? Or offset with a grant, anything?
There's, We're supposed to be saving the receipts on those, is it a half buyback?
Yeah, they,
Yeah, getting half buyback.
but again, that's year to year,
2038.
it could go
And then
anytime.
the
20.
problem with that is if they're issued a new vest wherever they go, we might,
But we got lucky a couple times, as you well know,
Yeah.
Supervisor, we sold the town.
Yeah.
That they went to full-time at a prorated to keep their vests
What was one
conservative.
person,
Which
what,
makes
here one
sense.
day or 2 days and you
Yeah,
left?
yeah, well, I think we did 2 or 3 so far, we sold to other departments.
I was gonna say, we have had other
Especially fitted
departments
for that
reimbursed
person.
Yeah,
by.
yeah, the
it
person
would
was only here
save,
for a
saves
day or
them
two.
on the long run.
Saves them in the long run.
So, let me just say this,
Everybody.
that's another touchy subject,
Yep.
because we never know whether we're gonna get reimbursed
Everybody
at
that's on that
50%.
list has a
Right.
vest.
We don't know what the turnover rate's going to be. We don't know that we're going to get this all back. So we spent 250904 back in 24. There's also an expiration date for either 5 or
Yeah.
7 years. I don't know what manufacturer.
Right.
it is.
Different manufacturers have, most of them right now are 5 years.
Okay.
You know
So
where
we
we
don't
are.
have an inventory
You know
on
where we
who's
are.
getting new vests this
We're
year.
good right now, I mean, we're,
Just, yeah, you just got fitted with some of these new guys. The one is,
Like,
Yeah.
right,
I would
yeah.
say, you're gonna budget anything, we should at least budget the anticipation for the 4 new officers, cause you don't give them used vests, and you gotta give them new vests.
Understood.
So-
Unless we purchase the vest prorated
$3,000
from another
for
department.
Right,
Which, who knows if that's gonna happen. So my question is, we budgeted $13,000 for those vests in 2025.
Yeah.
And we have spent 2,500, 2,600, Paula?
It was 2038.
2,038. The
20.
request is for 8,000. Would it be fair to lower that to 6?
How much
Is
is
that
each vest?
possible?
I would have no problem with that.
How
I
much
think
is
there's
each
still
vest?
enough buffer.
Depends which agency you go to, some are $8.99, some are $7.99, some are $9.99, depends on the make, brand, and the model.
And I hate to say this,
Why
but it
does it
also
say
depends on the
680?
size of the vest.
Right,
Yeah, yeah, so in
Same
other words,
thing.
you're saying $1,000 a vest, basically.
Yeah,
the max, right?
Yeah, you round it
So
up,
it's
because you're
6,000.
making
So
my head.
again, my recommendation is that we lower that 8,000 to 6,000, and it sounds like that could be.
6,000.
okay, that's good.
Yeah, 6.
Okay. Let's add that up. Yeah, let's add that up so we don't get lost in the next page. No, we're ready to mess that up.
Don't forget about this 72, we went to 900. We went to 900 on that. Okay. I'm at 80,905.
Did not number.
8905.
8905 is what I got.
$82,905? What did you get?
I got 8095.
8905.
8095.
Okay.
905.
All right, so. And 3120.4 is on the next page.
Eight one?
80,905.
I wanted to do it one more time, but it's since everybody's good, we're good to go.
Okay. Office supplies. In 2024, we expended $2,663.37. We budgeted $5,000 for 2025. Year to date, we spent $3,500 $84.68.
I have, in twenty-four expended on my end is 4,073.05.
Interesting. I only have 266337.
That's what I got.
No. I have.
That's also the number I got for 2023 though. 'Cause here's last year's.
For twenty-four, I have 4,073.05.
Yeah, I got two.
Yeah.
That's the one we looked at last year.
Oh, you know what? What did you have for 24? 326637? So these numbers are in the wrong category up here. It is
Yep.
266337. That was 23's number. Okay?
23?
That was
So
23.
in twenty-four, it was 4,073.05.
Okay. So, and
7305?
Yep.
Yes.
And we budgeted in 2025 for this year, $5,000. Year-to-date, $3,584.68. And the proposed budget for '26 is $5,000.
Leave it where it is.
Honestly, I would leave it alone.
I would leave it alone as well. Under license renewals, used to include copier, and that's why we budgeted in 2025, $1,000. Year-to-date for 2025 was 850, and the request is for 500. I would leave it at 500.
1,000.
No, I put 1,000.
Paula,
I put 1,000.
Paula.
I see 500.
I see 500.
Okay. So I have 500 here, which
Unless
makes
it
more
was
sense, and
changed.
as I said that, I
Unless it was
figured.
changed
50.
after I proposed it. But
So,
if we spent 850 this year and 850 last year,
understood.
500 should
So-
be negative.
385 for 24, unless that was a 23 number.
That's a 23 number.
Yeah.
What
I
was
have
24?
$850.
Yeah, so that makes sense. So these are just in the wrong columns.
Yo,
All
what the
right,
numbers
so
for 24 from
that
25?
actual request,
24 expended was $850.
$850.
so that request line would be $850.
No, I put 1,000.
You put
1,000.
1,000.
1,000.
Now that's contractual, correct? And is it contractual at 1,000 or is it contractual at 850?
That I don't know. I don't know.
It's been 850 last year, it was 850 this year, I'm assuming.
So 850.
That's-
So let's-
So 850 would be
Let's put
good,
it at
right?
850. That makes sense. Now we have Dare Supplies. We have Dare Supplies, and I'm going to give you these numbers, and hopefully they're correct, but I'm sure they're not.
They're not.
So
I have the right
2025 year-to-date,
1,520.24.
okay, so that is in the correct line there. The request is for $1,500. I'm going to recommend we leave that. Unless anybody has anything else to say.
Makes sense.
That's an extremely valuable program.
You know,
Officer.
with that being said, detective, or retired detective, who came back to do this DARE program, is doing the school resource and the DARE for us. I've had numerous conversations with him, myself and the chief, numerous conversations. We are gonna be looking for, to send somebody to DARE school, next year. That'll
Do we have
be-
anybody else besides him qualified?
No,
or-
that's the problem.
That's it.
So,
Wow.
with him having 40 years or 41 years of service in, he has not ever said anything to me yet, but he has indicated to me that, he's got a lot of time in so I'm just
Yep.
trying
He's
to
recently
prepare.
retired.
Yes, trying to prepare that, we are looking for a class for a new DARE officer, because I wholeheartedly believe that, that's a great program. I think we'd be putting him in for a serious award with the Ulster County Chiefs Association. I think he's been a DARE officer, the longest DARE officer in Ulster County.
I think he has, and I'm trying to think of a number, but it's up there.
It's in the, I think we spoke about this 2 years ago. I think it's in the high mid-30s.
It's up there. Yeah, it's
As a
like
DARE
30,
officer, so-
34,
We
35.
participate on all the DARE graduations for the
Yeah,
schools.
so I just want to make the
No, it's
board
a very
aware of
good,
that.
very good
and
program.
We are going to be trying to get somebody in school and starting that over, so
All right, so car washes.
that's on a contract.
So, what's that?
That's on a contract with that company, that Bubble
Yeah.
Car Wash, and that's
Bubble barn.
Yep.
Is that
So
used
we
on
expended
the-
in '24, we expended 1134. In '25, we expended 2016. And the request is for 2,100. I recommend we leave that. Boots, that's contractual.
Correct, it's an
So
even
that's
year.
gonna be
Year.
$42.75. I recommend we do not mess with that. The training classes in 24, we spent $866.14.
Training
Good.
courses.
Okay. We budgeted $2,000 in 25, and year-to-date, we spent $915.98.
$1,715.
1,715. Recently, we must have sent somebody to class, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Red dot training
Yeah.
class.
2 people to that? Previous to that, there was only 1 person that went to training, correct?
Yeah.
So, the request now is for $2,000, and I do have a question mark here. Is that something anticipated that we're going to utilize, or can we lower that
He
to
just said we're looking
1,000?
to send somebody to Dare School, so I would
Well,
consider
not
that.
only that, we're looking to send
training
somebody to
classes.
firearms school.
Training with firearms
You
instructor.
know, Lee Rywald's a firearms instructor, I'm a firearms instructor, we don't know how long Lee's gonna be around. So we just, you know, we're trying to hope for the best and plan for the worst.
How's Lee looking? Yeah, there's Lee. How are you?
Good, looking
Looks,
good.
looks pretty good.
Looks healthy.
He's above ground.
All right, gentlemen, what's your feeling here? Training classes, we spent, like I said, we spent $915, we budgeted 2,000, and
We
the
spent
request is.
No,
I'm
17,
sorry,
17,
1715.
Okay.
And the request is for the 2,000, I recommend we
I
leave
would say
that,
leave it.
and, don't leave us, Lee. Also, evidence bags. We expended 0 in 24.
Oh, yeah.
We purchased in 20, or excuse me, we budgeted in 25, and we did not spend anything in 25.
So in 24, on my end, it says 104.44.
104.44.
And in 25, we have spent, you ready for this? 240.62.
No more.
Okay, yes, sir.
That's a lot of evidence. Okay, so,
It's-
question. You guys should know. There's no expiration date on those evidence bags, is there?
No, these are the brown, you have to have brown bags for certain
Brown
things,
bags,
clear
and
bags
the
for
other
certain
one's
things.
the tape.
Then there's the tags, then there's the
Okay.
tape, there's a bunch of different styles.
I recommend we
And
leave that at
firearms have to
250.
be in boxes.
Right, you have to get the buy it, right.
All right, you have them on hand as well. All right, so I recommend we leave that at 250. Flash drives, thermal paper.
Ooh,
I see all zeros here, so tell me, give me some
What'd you
numbers.
spend?
just,
So I don't know 24.
Yeah, I don't see anything in 24.
So we have a requisition actually for the thermal paper for our printers in our cars for the officers. So that would be $410.
I was gonna say $4.99.
Look at me saving you money.
Okay, so I'll recommend we leave that at the $500. I like the K9 supplies, 0. The Taser lease, and that's contractual as well,
Yes.
correct? So I also believe with that Taser lease that we also receive an insurance through that lease, correct?
Right.
I
Which
believe
is,
it's a $10
very
million, I
valuable.
believe it's a $10 million policy.
Yeah, it's quite an elaborate policy. So I recommend we leave that $8,000. Medical supplies. Medical supplies, we budgeted in 2025, $2,600. Our year-to-date expenditure, $600.
Correct, but we also have some things that Officer Nelson informed us that we need to order. Rebreather masks, we need an O2 regulator. There's a couple things in our med bags that need to be replaced.
So I am going to say, I do have a question mark on here to lowering it to $1,500. I'm not gonna recommend that we lower the medical supplies as the police units are on the scene fast, and they're usually the first and the longest one there. I think to cut that would be not a good move. So I recommend we leave that at $2,000. Psych train, or testing. The psych testing, I don't see anything that we spent in 2024.
Psych testing, it was $210 with Dr.
24 is
Fitz.
210?
Oh, sorry.
24.
24, I have 1,890.
Now, We had
Why?
something, well, we
This
had a
year's
lot
210.
of,
So it's new, it's
Everybody hire.
new hires.
Well,
Not a
hire.
psychological problem.
we not only, if
It's
I
kind of
may, I
telling,
think
I
we
guess, right?
also had some that we had tested that didn't make the grade, and
That's correct.
we had to retest other ones as well. So that being said, that was 2024, and 2025, we've only spent 210, correct?
Only
$210.
one person.
So the request is for 2,250.
Because you have guys
I
doing
think we can lower that. What are those site tests?
Again,
What
there's
do
the
they run?
4 people.
I would say the 4 people in the academy, have
Four
they
people
gone through
that
the
we-
site
that we
testing yet?
are Anticipating.
No.
Are all gonna have to get site tested.
As soon as you're out of the academy.
Each one, 210.
So
It's like
that's, so that's how
it's
much
part
it
of your-
I think
tests.
it's a
background.
retest. 210, I think it's 250 per test. They did the 210 was a
Yeah,
retest.
They gotta double it.
And what we're doing, just so that the board understands it a little bit better, they're not being sent to these until the background investigation's done. Because if they don't make the background investigation, we're obviously not sending them to a psych.
And while you're on that same note, the same goes for drug testing. Now, that's the new thing also, that they have to be drug tested. So,
Yeah, that's all.
with that being said,
How much is it? for
4
drug
people, the
test?
drug testing.
That's the
is-
next line.
Yeah, no.
Is 160
Per.
per. So you have, if you're looking at 4 new officers, that'd be 160 times that.
Yeah.
And 160,
Is that
So
what you're
I-
willing to say is like 4? So we're willing to count for it?
that's, we can put the 4 people on. If we can
I'm
find
just
4.
trying to budget for that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so if we do that, let's go with that.
I would say,
So let's talk about the site testing. Is the board comfortable with the 2,250, or can we lower that?
If we do the 4,
Yeah,
it's 840. If you do
Okay.
900, you got a little buffer.
No, that's the drug testing.
That was,
The 250 times 4 would be 1,000.
210 was the
210.
retest.
That was a
Oh,
retest.
that's the
That was a
retest?
that's a retest.
Yeah. So it's I believe it's $250 to Dr.
Dr. Fix.
Dr. Fix, if you
So
believe
do
that
it-
or not.
oh,
That's his name.
But you guys,
That's his name.
He's got the fix in, that's his name.
So
Swear to
boy.
God.
So you-
But he's being used by numerous agencies throughout Ulster County.
so
okay.
do whatever the math is, do $1,000 on it.
So for site testing,
I would drop it to 2,000 if you're gonna drop it at all, because you have 4 right now, but in the middle of the year, we're probably gonna hire another 3 or 4. That's what we normally do.
well, we're gonna talk about that.
4 would be 1,000.
So let's-
4 would be 1,000.
4 would be 1,000.
Why not just go with 5? Go an extra one.
So,
So it'd be 1,250.
so what if we take this to 1,250?
Done.
That's good.
Okay, so for the site testing, we'll do 1,250.
And then obviously, the drug testing would follow suit to that, am I correct?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So
it'd
the
be
drug
160,
testing would be the
160,
next.
Identical, yes.
160, that would be,
800.
840, but you could say 900 because, you know, we save some money somewhere.
Okay.
900, you going to them?
On that drug testing one,
drug
right?
testing, you said, oh, you're telling me
Oh,
900?
you're gonna go to 900?
We're doing 4, we're doing 4 on the other
Well,
one.
he said 5.
No,
I got it.
5.
It's 5.
Oh,
5,
okay,
Steve.
5.
We just mirrored the 1,250 into that, so
That's
1,250 and 1,250.
So what are we doing? Oh,
No,
1250.
why are you mirroring it? It's much less.
Yeah, it's
No,
only,
no, numbers, 5 each one.
Gotcha.
I would just limit it to the new recruits, right? If
That's
it's
right.
That's
So what is the final number you're
Yeah,
budgeting at?
that's it.
$800.
I have to ask a question on this.
I said drug testing should be 800.
That's what I got.
If, let's say,
It shouldn't be, I don't know where to.
It should be 800 for
1250
drug
if I can.
testing.
It should be 1,250 for the or for the site testing.
and
It should be
800,
$800 for
$800
drug.
even
yes.
For the drug testing.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Correct.
wait a minute, wait a minute.
Go ahead, Willie.
Hold on.
Hold on. If an officer has an accident,
They have to be drug tested.
they have to be drug tested.
That's correct.
Fatal accident.
How,
It's gotta be a fatal accident,
fatal accident?
fatal accident only,
Okay.
which God forbid, let's never have that.
No, no, I understand that, but
I
I
think we
just
can
wanted to
leave it.
make that clear. It's
don't
not
need
just
to
an
figure
offender bender.
No.
It's a fatal accident. Okay, that is.
And the only other time would be if myself or the chief, had suspicion, we could discuss that and we could automatically send an officer at
Okay.
any time.
But, all right, so, okay, now go back to,
Okay, so 1,250 and
And
800.
800, yes.
Okay, ERPO, legal, $5,000. We did not spend anything this year, we did not spend anything in 2024.
We are currently in an ERPO case.
Okay, so we're currently in an ERPO case.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Sergeant Rafter is handling that.
Of course. When did that happen?
The ERPO case started about 3 weeks ago, and it's now coming to fruition. So we don't have an exact
So who's the representation there?
He's,
Is he doing that himself?
he goes to court, he's gonna have to see if there's gonna need the town to supply an attorney or not. We don't know that yet.
We don't
Well,
know that that's,
We have no notification that that's going on.
we have.
We have no
and we
signed
won't know till
contract
that
with any
day.
attorneys for that. So, I'm going to tell you this, with the $5,000 for the ERPO legal, I'm gonna recommend we lower that to 4,000.
So who's gonna cover the difference if it's more than 4,000?
Town will have to, it's contractual.
We'll have to, well,
Right.
we are not in a contract with anybody.
No.
We can't,
Right,
we
we're not in
cannot
contract.
not fund it.
Did the,
Right, exactly.
sir, did the county ever get back to you on that?
No, they did not. I spoke to the sheriff,
Yeah.
and he was going to have the attorney call me, and I heard nothing from that. And
What-
I
what
will
I-
tell you, my conversation with him was, I asked him to help us out with that as far as doing it the way they've done it in the past. So, that being said, I was also presented one time with a contract, if you will, from an attorney's office out of the blue without any, how would I say, out of the blue to sign on to it with an attorney's office to support if we ever needed an attorney to cover that. But again, it was never followed up on. I never heard anything more from that.
The word I've got was the county attorney, I hate to use the word moonlights, but does it on the side for a reasonable fee.
Yeah.
And I believe, I could be mistaken, but it was like 250, 260, something to explore,
Yeah.
in case we get stuck with that. I don't know if you wanna follow up with that, or you want me to follow up with that.
Well, I'd like you to follow up with it, but give me the information or at least link me into the email so I can understand that and hear that. I will tell you that I've done a lot of research on this ERPO, and it is something that the departments are not only doing, but they're required to do to a certain degree, but it becomes more of a civil case than it does
It is a civil
criminal
case.
case. And what ends up happening is a lot of the law enforcement, I've heard, are not doing as many ERPOs as they were when it first came out, because they're understanding there's different avenues. And the arrests are made under the hygiene law, and it's handled differently. What ends up happening is if there is in fact a weapon, most times the weapon that's involved is a short arm or a handgun, and that comes onto the county sheriff's department with a licensing through the state police, and they usually go and take that weapon. So that being said, the case becomes their case, and it alleviates us having the responsibility or obligation to invoke that ERPO.
But the only problem with that, they're not obligated to do that.
Understood,
So
understood,
they can say, we're gonna take it, or we're not gonna take it.
understood.
So I will research on the county attorney.
So, what is, gentlemen, I'm gonna ask you guys to chime in here. And the reason why I'm gonna ask you to chime in, and I'm gonna circle back with the chief and the deputy chief. The request is for $5,000, and this is an emergency protection order. And it happens when there's a weapon involved, and it's kind of the red flag law. That's pretty much what it exactly is. But what happens is, somebody can invoke an emergency protection order on an individual if they feel that they're unfit to hold or possess some sort of a weapon. And it doesn't necessarily mean just handguns, it could be long arms too. It primarily deals with handguns only because that's where most of those cases are triggered from. So, I will tell you, I really researched it. I reached out to the Association of Towns. I haven't heard back from them as well. I believe it was probably, I think I had told you 3 months ago
Right.
that I had the conversation with the sheriff.
Sheriff, yeah.
And, you know, in the past, the desire was, again, we're a part-time agency, and then since it is a civil action, the police officer would be connected to that civilly. It just made more sense that the county sheriff's department would utilize that. If the state police were involved, then it would make more sense that the state police were involved in that, where their resources are a lot larger than what we have. But it's a touchy thing. I don't think that we should not fund it.
Well,
But I just
4,000
wondered to how much, and, you know, the money will be eaten up very fast if there is a case. Now, I'm just learning that we have a potential case, but, you know, every day in law enforcement, you don't know what's coming your way. You could have 6 of them in the next week, you don't know. It's numbers, we don't want that, but the reality is they're there. So, my recommendation is to take that from 5,000 to 4,000. And, I still recommend that. And again, if it comes to the point where we have to, we're still gonna have to fund it.
Yeah.
Even if we budgeted 5,000, if we end up having 3 of them, the potential there could be $20,000. You don't know. You don't know.
Everyone's gonna be different, how long it's gonna take each case.
So, and there's 2 different types of ERPOs.
So
There's
going with
a-
4,000 will be okay with
there's
it right
a
now.
temporary, and then there's a permanent, and they're
Well,
both
as long as
expire
it-
after a year.
As long as there's money to get started in there, when the board is under the understanding.
Yeah, I don't think that we should
Right.
not fund it.
Right, and I agree, 100%. As long as there's money to get started, if something does happen, the officer can, and then the attorney can be there, then the board have to understand, we gotta go with whatever the process takes.
And because it is civil, a civilian can go to the sheriff's department and says, requesting an airport.
Absolutely, but keep in mind, if a civilian goes to the sheriff's department, actually he has to go to the district attorney's office.
Right.
Because we go before a
Emergency,
judge.
executive emergency, right.
And then that is on them. That has nothing to do with the town of Plattekill. Anybody can invoke that. And they almost encourage certain members of society, teachers and people who are around people that can observe things. Anybody can invoke that ERPA law. It does not have to be law enforcement. It could be a family member, it could be a neighbor. It could be,
Yeah.
unfortunately, somebody who just has a vendetta against you. And it goes through the process, but it's a civil action. And you're attached to that civil action even outside of your law enforcement duties. So that being said, my recommendation is to lower it to $4,000. Any questions?
No, that's good.
Good?
Yeah.
Went to the bathroom?
I think he left.
Yeah, let me just wait a minute and make sure he's on board with this as well.
We have no room anyway, so.
We're almost done.
Oh, 3 years ago.
Good point, so,
Wait, come on, 23?
What did we agree on NICOMCO?
I think, summer.
on the .4, on the contractual, it's
Yeah.
contractual, so we stayed at 16,000.
That's what I thought.
It's all over.
No, you put 18.
No, I changed them, I think.
Oh, okay.
When I added it up, I changed it.
That's why
All
I
right,
wrote
so,
everything down.
so let's move on. Is everybody in agreement with the ERPO at $4,000?
Yes,
Okay, so let's lower it to 4,000. All right, now, if we add all of this up,
I counted at 113,430.
There it is. Sorry,
That's all right,
I knew one of my numbers was an admin. What did you get?
there you go, 113,430.
Oh, with both numbers?
Yep,
Yeah.
what'd you get?
I don't know yet. 113, 430.
There you go.
I agree with you.
Paula got it, we're good.
It's the only time all night I use it.
113.
113, yeah.
430.
that's with both pages?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
113, 430.
Yep,
Okay, so the point four is 113, 430. Feels like midnight. And add up your first page. Point four, point two. 13, 14.
Too many papers.
Yeah, seriously.
Can't find it. First page.
Okay, anybody got a final number?
Yeah, I got the same as you. $980,988.69.
Steve, you have a number?
The one I just had it knocked it
Okay.
off. What was it again?
Okay, so total request
$980.69.
is $980,988.69.
80,000,
980,
yeah.
988.69.
That's correct.
This year, 25.
Okay,
You've had nine,
You have to
eight,
calculate it, it's on that sheet.
980, 988,
what, nine, eight,
I'll do it
zero,
for you.
88.69.
169.
Before you do that, Paul, let me just show you this to see if it's.
All right.
okay.
Thanks.
So,
I think Sarah has it.
I think she does too.
She's waving papers at you right now.
Not right now.
ladies and gentlemen,
85, 495.
you're good?
I'm good.
Okay. So, first of all, obviously budgeting is not a simple, easy task. And I do want to say mostly that, foremost, that we really are appreciative of the job that you guys are doing. Chief, fantastic. The department is very, very respected throughout the county and the town, and we appreciate everything that you guys are doing.
We're still trying.
Also, Paula, great addition, and thank you very much for all you
Thank you.
do as well. Deputy Smith?
Yes.
Same thing.
Except for when I add,
For all you guys do.
except for when I add some money to the line.
Yeah.
Amazing when you have it.
Clarity wants to like stab him with a pen from across the table. Not right now.
Any concerns or anything for you guys?
I will follow up with you.
Yep,
We'll discuss it. No problem.
I won't call you tomorrow. I will check on it tomorrow. Give me until Wednesday.
Want to adjourn the meeting?
I'm not gonna adjourn yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So I always like to ask you folks and tell you how much we appreciate it. Any questions or concerns from the board, Councilman Hopper?
Nope. No.
That first page.
Councilman Fazio, no?
Nope.
Councilman Castillo, any questions,
Yes,
concerns, comments?
I have a concern, looking over the highway, not the police. Looking over the highway, I feel that we should bring in Mr. Bobby Wager and go over his numbers. Because after I went home, I realized there was some other stuff that was said and money coming in that was not shown. And I have concerns on that budget.
All right, I will talk with the rest of the board members and we'll make a decision and we'll move on that if so be it.
Okay.
All right.
But, do we have to make it in a motion now or what? Because you
No,
need 2 days.
we can request that we have to notify
Need
2
2
days
days
in advance. We can request to reconvene if that's what we decide to do and we'll do that and
Okay.
meet and do whatever adjustments you were concerned about.
Okay.
Councilman Flaherty, any questions, concerns, comments? Okay, I will make a motion to adjourn at 9:25 PM. Second. We have a motion on the floor with a second to adjourn. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So carried. Thank you very much, guys.